stay strong. From block 6, spit truth, that's our flow. Alpha Rule, raw, high, low, dog, let's go. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, that's our motto. In the back of the bus, we shine bright like a logo. Knowledge and experience, we ain't playing games. Fubu, for us, by us, that's how we claim our fame. In the bus, we rise above. Gotta show them what we're made of. Knowledge, experience, and unity. With a voice of the community. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Welcome everybody to Back of the Bus. We got it again. You know what I'm saying? We're here with we got a outstanding guest. We appreciate him sharing his time with us. His name is Coach Hayes. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good, baby. How you doing, man? I'm
Man,
glad
I'm
to be on the
doing
back of the bus. I'm usually driving that thing, but now I'm back here.
we're gonna
Hey,
let you drive it today, and
I'm
everybody
back
knows.
here with the delinquents. Let's ride.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And y'all already know us that with the Back of the Bus crew. We got my man Law Dog, we got my man Alpha Rue, and we got myself Rawhide. You feel me? It's a blessing to be here today. So let's get it. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into right the miseducation of the college football fans. So we're gonna kind of take you guys through a journey from the beginning and when they first got on the field, started playing this game of football, this game that we love, and taking it to the point where, you know what I'm saying, a little professionalism. So we're gonna see how this gonna rock, man. Y'all stand by us and stay with us, and man, let us know how what y'all get in the comments. Let us know how y'all feel about it. So first and foremost, man, Coach Hayes, just tell us a little bit about yourself, man, and your show.
I'm Coach Hayes, man. Coaching about 25 years. Started doing YouTube, man, in COVID like most people, and just kind of been grinding ever since then, man. And I kind of just bring a couple different things from the channel. We break down the top talent in the nation. We call it WREs, which stand for Watch, React, and Evaluate. Of course, I got my beloved Miami Hurricane show, Canes Talk Live. We also have shout out to Law Dog in the building. We also got Prime Time Talk. We talk about that on Wednesdays. I do a daily show now with my man Streeter from Footballville. It's called Hayes Street. So, you know, we look at Coach Hayes Football as a network, and we just try to bring you different shows and different things, man. And so we can touch all different type of people for different varieties when it comes to college football and other sports.
All right, then. And I think Coach Hayes,
that's a sweet way of saying it, Coach. You forgot to mention you are the slayer of all super fans, the foot on neck of all Colt members. You know what I'm saying? Let them folks know, man.
They go shooting again.
Hey, man, I'm your favorite coach. That's all I'm gonna say, dog. There it is.
What they say they call you Coach Hates? They call you Coach Hates?
They call me Coach Hates, dog.
When you tell the truth, when you tell the truth for the fans, you know what I'm saying? When you tell the truth for the fans. But man, we're gonna jump right into today, guys. I think, you know, if you all have read the title of this show, it's called The Miseducation of the Football Fan. Because I think what happens is though, when we watch this game of football that we dearly love, especially the college game and the NFL game, I think what happens is that we lose particular type of perspective, and or if you don't have that, what we do is that we fish, or we assume or make assumptions that things are a little bit easier than what they are. I think most of us go through our trials and tribulations in life, and you know, individuals that play this game on this particular level, college football and in the NFL, you know, it's a lot of hoops that they must jump through. So we got guys right here that have extensive knowledge in the game and knows what it takes, and the simple and the minor accomplishments that in the grand scheme of things, it's a very large accomplishment. And I think when we go through this today, I hope that it gives you all a better eyesight and a better appreciation for what these young men go through to get to the point of where they at. So let's jump off of it first. So Alpha Rue, I'll start with you. You know what I'm saying? When did you first start playing this game of football?
Man, when I was younger, I was probably my best sport was baseball. The sport I played the most was basketball because it was accessible, and football was pretty easy. I wanted to play Pop Warner. I was trying to play Pop Warner. My mom wouldn't let me. Then eighth grade, she allowed me to do it. I went out. At that time, I played for Baldwin Hills in Los Angeles, and they had like this jamboree. They got all the kids, and you actually went through a combine. You had to run, you had to sprint. They had because they actually had a draft and they created their teams, right? I did well. So before the first game, I made on my team, got my team. At that time, I was playing D line. I was always been a pretty big kid. Broke my hand before the first game, so I never played Pop Warner. Never played Pop Warner. But what was so interesting about that time period when we have those Pop Warner jamborees in Los Angeles, all the high school coaches come out, especially for the seventh and eighth graders because they're getting ready for high school. And my home school was Dorsey at the time, a real popular school in Los Angeles. Baldwin Hills is a place called the Jungle and Dorsey and all that stuff, right? Um, I thought I was gonna go to Dorsey, but the Granada Hills coach liked me, but I had to get bussed out there. So that's what my first time ever playing football was in high school. So I tell parents all the time, just because your kid doesn't play Pop Warner does not playing Pop Warner does not transition or does not translate to you being a good high school football player. I've seen a ton of kids that play Pop Warner. By the time they got into high school, they can't even make the team. So that was my first beginnings of football. Was me freshman year playing fullback, starting at fullback. Never played football in my life. I was just a big aggressive kid that wasn't scared to hit. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything else.
Back. Okay. Law Dog, tell us a little bit about yourself, bro. What is it?
Uh,
When did you first start this game?
Kind of similar. My first sport was baseball through my granddad. He was a baseball player. Game was too slow for me from the beginning. Like I just couldn't get with the hitting the ball off the tee. Only thing I want to do is slide when I get to home, you know. So after I got used to that, I was through with it. So then it was football. And so down here in Georgia, there's a couple different ways you can play. Like you either can play by weight or age. And so me being big, I was like four, it was either 4 or 5. So I had to play with like 6 and 7 because I was playing by weight. And then eventually I never really caught up until I started playing by age. And so before the games, I used to have to run around with a trash bag. I was taking a little coach, had me taking diet pills. I couldn't eat the night before the game. So football is serious down here. Like it from little league all the way up. It's a serious sport, you know. And you
Right.
know, it's kind of similar to like put you in the mind of like the Friday Night Tights or the stuff with Uncle Luke where you know the park shut down, the games is going. So I played from the age of 5, and then I played on another side of town, and I played at Glenwood. Then I went to Central DeKalb, and so I played AAU ball as well. So when I started playing with the Pacific AAU team, a couple of them had football players, and went over there with them. And then I played all the way up into middle school, high school, and college, and I had a little short stint in the league. So I've been playing all my life. Really, that's really all I know. But I played basketball all the way up into 10th grade, and my coach told me, "Listen here, man, you 6'3". Ain't no reason 6'3", 6'4". What you doing down there in the post? They gonna smack that shit off the glass, man. Come on and come in this weight room in the off season." And so that was it. So I was a two-sport athlete for the most part. And
I
then
got you. And Coach Hayes, tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
I mean, same thing. You start off in the parks. We called it Optimus back in the day. We didn't even have Pop Warner. I don't even know what Optimus meant, why they called it that, but that's what it was called. In that sense, but it was about pounds, right? You played for the 80 pounds. That's where you started
Yep.
off. Then the 90 pounds, the 95s, the 100, the 110s, like that. And it went all the way up to the 150, 155, something like that. And we don't have in South Florida, we didn't have middle school ball. So you stay on those parks all the way until you go to high school, you know.
Right.
And
Same with us. Same with us. Same with us.
yeah, so those are the type of things, man. You grow up, the garbage bag law. I get it. You used to run around and chili to be laughing because you crunching when you run, because you trying to make weight. Coach got you in there. You a shorty in there. You in your bell draws,
Yeah.
because that scale tipping, boy. You know what I mean. As soon as you make weight, boy, you get about 10 hot dogs.
Yeah, you can eat. I was trying to eat at halftime.
and you can eat, man. So those kind of things, man. Fun growing up. Of course, you play street ball as well and all that stuff. Growing up in the neighborhood, we used to play neighborhood, that kind of stuff. And then you go into high school, the same thing, man. So that's just what it was, man. And then got into coaching. Actually, I started in coaching in Virginia at the Aberdeen Raiders, right? So started coaching at the Aberdeen Raiders, man. Matter of fact, I coached with Allen Iverson's coach, Coach Bearfield.
From Bethel.
No, I was coaching at Aberdeen, but his little league coach was Coach Bearfield.
Okay.
Yeah, Coach Bearfield. But yeah, Allen Iverson went to Bethel High School. But and then that's how it is, man. I've been coaching since I was 22 years old, man. I'm about to be 47. So that's how it is.
Ooh, man,
There's a lot of experience. There's a lot of experience. Every great strand is a year of coaching, man.
Yeah, bro. Well, I tell y'all, man, my first memory of the game of football, man. My father took me to watch a college football game, man. As a matter of fact, it was a Miami Hurricane game. Y'all won, actually.
What a pops.
Huh?
I said, what
Shout
a
out
pops.
to your dad. Shout out to
Yeah. Appreciate it, bro. I think it was. I think Miami Hurricanes. Y'all beat us 51-7. But and that's where I fell in love with the game. Now, where I gained a lot of my vast knowledge. You played. Y'all call it Pop Warner. We call it Pee Wee. Played Pee Wee. Played. Went into school playing the game of football. Bro, I played basketball. I thought I was good at that too. Started out knocking spokes out of bike rims, hammering them on the side of trees and playing right there. With no backboard. Y'all probably don't know nothing about that.
Oh,
But
we do.
Wait, I ain't know that's new right there. Now we did crates. I ain't know about the spokes. That's a new one right there.
Y'all didn't knock spokes out of the bike rim?
Nah, we did knock the crate out the bike with the screwdriver and the hammer.
Yeah,
But anyway,
see, my grandma, we had NBA regulation.
Oh,
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We man, I'll never forget, bro. We knocked them spokes out of bike rims, man. Hammer them up on the side of the tree, or wherever you can hammer them up and play. You feel me? And man, I started sports that way. And man, we used to be on Sundays. We would have everybody over, family members or whatever the case may be. Maybe they'd run games on Sundays after church. And during that time period, I was too young. So what I did was that I think I was before my time, and I thought I was more of a mature. Well, I was more of a mature person, man. I always wanted to hang out with the big folks, right? So what helped broaden my knowledge on the game? Because when you're playing in Pee Wee, junior high, whatever the case may be, you ain't really learning nothing. You just out there running up and down. And I thought I was fast. My father played football. He was running back. He was pretty fast. So I kind of wanted to, I kind of idolized him. And I made an attempt to do the same. And unfortunately, man, I failed miserably. And bro, I can tell you, and that's why a lot of times with a lot of these players, y'all hear me, I can understand why, when people new to the game, that you got to be patient with them, because what happens is that when you don't think that you're doing what you're supposed to do, what you end up doing is not investing the amount of time in it when you think you're better than what you was. And that's who I was. So I quit. I quit the game. I didn't try no more, among other issues that I dealt with that I'm not going to bore you all with. But as a youngster, hanging around older brothers, uncles and father, hearing them talk, I wanted them to be able to respect my opinion. So what I did is, bro, back in the day, when my brother ordered Street Smiths and all that, y'all, Street Smiths, that's how they used
I
to
remember.
recruit
Yeah,
recruits,
I remember that.
right?
The magazine.
You know what I'm saying? Why you smiling? Why you smiling, Coach?
I remember that. Oh, we had Cal High too. We had Cal High magazine.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, going through that, bro, I'm sitting there VHS and watching it with my brother, man. I wanted my opinion to be respected when we're talking about the game. Getting home from church, watching the Dallas Cowboys religiously, because we didn't have cable at that. We didn't have cable at first, so you had to watch it on antenna. So, I'm watching the Cowboys. So that's the only thing that they showed, and I'm watching in detail, understanding, learning the game, and really that's where my knowledge base came from for the most part. You know what I mean? Reading up and things of that sort. Got to college, luckily. So it was a blessing from God, the fact that I even got in, because I think I graduated from high school with Man, did I have a 2.0? I don't know, barely. If I did, you know
Sound
what
like
I'm saying.
me. Sound like me.
But so there, man, you know what I'm saying, hanging around a lot of hanging around some athletes, bro, and that's kind of how I understand how the college game kind of went, hanging
Mhm.
around some, you know, what I'm saying, athletes and seeing what they do and messing around with them. But take a long story short, bro, that's really pretty much my history and where it came from. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't nothing special at all, but I think I was a student of the game for the most part. I was you can call me the Arizona, well to be the new Washington Huskies coach. Me and him kind of went down the same path. So that being said, I hope I didn't bore you all too much. Just give you a little bit of little insight on how I develop my thoughts and when y'all hear me talking and how I get into it and being combative. That's kind of where that comes from. But anyway, man. So
Hey,
now let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about this. I think we all know the individuals that watch the game of football for the most part. They're watching college football and then watching the NFL, bro. I first like to ask you all, what do y'all think the average fan perspective? Where do y'all think they derive that from? The non player.
Madden, John Madden.
Man,
Yeah, I think like a lot of the topics that I hear, I think they just feel like they can get any player, anybody can do this. You should be starting. If you ain't getting 1,000 yards, you ain't ish. On Madden, I was able to run 5 wides, and that's the stuff that I think is just people tend to, especially with social media. You got a lot of people that know enough but don't know enough, and they don't know the true insides and outs of what a recruit is. How do you get a star? When do you get recruited? Oh, you are looking at, they can't even watch film. They can't even tell me if that person is good or not by watching film. I appreciate Coach Hayes and his breakdowns, and he breaks it all the way down and he compares it. And the guys that he give blue checkers compared to the guys that he don't, you can see the difference. Most guys look at film and they see what they want to see. If they see one good play, they feel like, oh, he's a dog because he saw a kid get an interception on a crossing route. That's typical. So what I'm saying is I think people derive a lot of their opinions on stuff that they really don't know, but they guess that it sounds right. Honestly, that's what I hear every day on these channels. They don't know what the hell they talking about.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I feel like it's more or less like highlights or a 30-second clip from Instagram, and then they get in comments, and then the narrative just take off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I mean, a lot of times when I'm listening, like, so everybody know I used to have this little thing where I kind of like finna see where you at as far as your football knowledge. So I'm gonna ask you where you from, how long you been, who was your team before Colorado, and then I want to know, do you know some of the history of your team? And a lot of people, they get offended by it, but I'm like, I'm really trying to find out who I'm talking to before I get to going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like just the other night, it was a guy that played like maybe D3 ball, UConn. He ended up cutting on his tape, straight dog ball player. But when we got to talking about the Colorado and more or less the fandom, he really wasn't up on game like it. So I was able to, more or less give him a pass. Like, okay, bro, I ain't even tripping off your actual knowledge of the game, but you do play the game, so we can see eye to eye on some of it. You see what I'm saying? And so I just think a lot of people just watch clips, and then with the fan base we're dealing with now, or really for me, because I was an athlete, so I'm not even used to interacting and seeing fan bases up close and personal. Like, if you playing the game, you hear the chatter, but if you paying
Right.
attention, you can't be. You're not locked in on what you're supposed to be locked in on, because this game is so much more than just what you see on Saturday and Sunday and Monday night.
Right.
Man, you spend so much time from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and treatments, and it's so much more than the people get to see. And so now they're getting to see it through, Colorado's eyes, but that's even half of it. That's not even, they're not really showing you everything, which is fine. But I would say social media, in my opinion.
So just to piggyback on that, Law Dog, you're right. When you said when you're an athlete, you don't see it. I played football. I calculated it. I want to say I played football for damn near 16 years from when I started to where I finished. It was about a 16-year period of playing football. My first tailgating And football game that I witnessed was last year. Me and my homeboys went to Houston to see CJ Stroud play against Tampa Bay. That was the first time I ever been to a tailgate. Because even homecoming, man, I went to Hampton, bro. Hampton at HBCU. I never experienced homecoming. Because
Right.
when you're a football player, you in at night. The night before the game, you ain't out there at the step shows.
No
Not
way.
with Coach Taylor. Not with Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor ain't having that, bro.
No
You,
way.
yeah, I know Coach Hayden, know Coach Taylor. He ain't having that, dude.
Yeah.
So exactly right. As an athlete, you don't understand fan bases or fandom until you try to let yourself go there. Because like right now, I don't have an favorite NFL team. I don't. I used to growing up, and I kind of missed that. I was a Chicago Bears Mike Singletary fan. I miss being
Yeah.
just a kid, wanting to, loving football. But as you play it, then it just becomes something that you do, and it's just
Yeah.
part of the job.
I don't even like sitting in the stands. Like I go to football games and be like, I can't. This shit is weird. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, you're supposed to
I
be
don't know,
doing
I
something.
yeah,
Bro.
I'm like, I can't. I'd rather watch it from home.
Right.
Like I
I
can't
got
sit in
you.
the stands and
I-
actually. I don't know. It's just something. It's weird to me. I don't know why, but I just can't. It's not my thing. But I
Bro,
go to a game, but sitting in the stands is just weird.
yeah, I feel you, dog. Like I actually hate going to football games, and I say
Yeah.
that because I done been to so many games in my life. You know what I mean? And it feels different. But to answer your question, Raw, I think it's three different things when you talk about how people look at it. One is you have a lot of fans. To Alpha's point, they play the video game and they think that's what it is, right? They just hit the R2 button and it's supposed to just juke everybody. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize how hard these games are. They don't realize how talented these athletes are because, like I always get a basketball analogy. When you see LeBron James and KD out there, you don't realize how tall those guys are until they speak to the lady who interviewed them, and she got to throw the mic way up because they all 6'8", 6'9", 7 foot, and so you don't realize how fast this kid running because everybody out there running fast. You know what I'm saying? But they look at it through that lens. The second lens is you got the old lens. What do I mean? The days in which you played back in the 80s or 90s is not the same as 2024, right? The way linebackers play today is not the same they played back then. Why? You don't have the
Right.
eye back. You don't have that. So they're still referencing their experience. And so you can't tell them because they was all American in 1987. You're gonna tell them in 2024, bro, you don't even see linebacker with the neck roll no more, right? They don't even sell it. The game done changed. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? And that's part of this thing too, where sometimes people get thrown off in that sense, man. And then when it comes to recruiting has changed drastically.
Yes.
Like you said, y'all was talking about the magazine, bro. Huddle came out. There's no more such thing as regional recruits, local recruit, regional recruit, national recruits. Everybody a national recruit now. Everybody.
I have VHS, dog. I have VHS.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, but I'm saying like everybody, a kid in California 20 years ago would not have been seen by a kid on the East Coast unless somebody that knew somebody, and it went down the line, right?
Yep.
But like we talk about Chad Johnson's a perfect example. How does he go from Miami to doggone Oregon State? Well, he went to JUCO out in California. He had to go through the JUCO because we don't have JUCOs in Florida. What happens? He would have been an East Coast kid somewhere in the southeastern region, something like that. So it's a lot different today. And so those are the three major things that I think that affects a fan base. And when you tell them or you try to tell them something different, they can't really, it doesn't register to them because they're responding based on their experiences, if that makes sense.
Y'all spoke from that perspective. Let me speak from the perspective of the I guess you could call just a fan, a person that didn't play the game at no high level or anything like that. But I can say this: I think I would agree with you all about video games. I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that the plays that people make today, the bad football choices. Let's take the Chargers coach, for instance, that just got fired. And, he always want to go for it on fourth down. I believe that because of video games, some of those we call it analytics. Let's be honest about it. We call it analytics, but I believe what has happened is the advent of video games, that generation has grown older now and they're decision makers. I think the history when there was a kid, because remember when you played video games back in the day, you never punted the ball. They never punted the ball. So I think by, and I know I may sound crazy, I just think by the masses doing that, it made it easier to accept to do it when as an adult. Because I can remember growing up, hearing people say, why not just go for why not just go for why not just try? Why not before they even was doing it? And I'm not just talking about people I'm standing around, I'm talking about people that I've seen on television.
Mhm.
Second, I think stats and analytics have dumbed the game down.
Mm.
And I believe that the, understanding what it takes, to accomplish things just simply in the game. Like I'm a firm believer that analytics, I can't say it right.
Analytics.
Doesn't, I don't think it can truly grasp the type of effort that is put in on a fourth down play. I think that play is different than first, second, and third. And I don't think it compensates for that. So I think the fan base overall has become a more educated from a statistical standpoint, but I feel like they have been removed far from the actual gameplay in itself. I don't know if I explained that well enough, but so
It's almost like social media, and kids can text each other, but they can't talk to each other.
They can't talk. Right.
Yeah.
They'll sit beside each other and take, but
text.
So I think that plays a big role in it.
But we saw that in basketball though, Raw. Like we see that now. And I'm not a basketball fan. We got 7-footers shooting threes because they're saying the analytics say the percentage is so small that you missed the 25-footer versus the 26-footer just up back a foot. And you know what I mean? And like you don't have post players anymore, but I'm not gonna get to that tangent. But to your point, analytics, you see these guys with these computers and these Surface Pros on the side, and what does the little computer inside say? Well, if you watch these older coaches that's successful, these perennial powerhouses, them dudes work off their gut because they have experience. That's something that a computer doesn't have. It's crunching numbers in milliseconds. You crunching 40 years of experience in milliseconds, and that's the difference.
But
I totally agree.
Another thing that's deep is that in sports, the main thing is always the main thing. In basketball is defense, rebounding, and making your free throws. It's just the same. It's the same thing everywhere. Now, how you come about that, analytics can tell you a lot of different ways to get around it. But rebounding and playing defense and making good shots, that's how you win. Just like football, you gotta run the ball. You gotta be able to stop the run. You gotta be able to run the ball for you to be successful at the rate that you want to. Yeah, are there some outliers that throw the ball like Hawaii all day long and never run the ball or can't stop the run and luck up and beat a team? Yeah, it happens. But for the most part, the traditional sense, football is football. Blocking, what is it? Blocking, tackling, and catching the damn ball. That's really what it is. It's just people try to make it I think some coaches and fans try to show just how smart they are. And it sometimes you kind of outsmart yourself. And you just need to just keep it I don't want to use the word keep it simple, but don't forget about the main thing when you're trying to either win games or assess a game.
Yeah, for me, I was just say this fundamentally, and I think that's where the problem is. Fundamentally, things don't change, right? You may have variations, but building a hut and building a mansion fundamentally start with the same process, the foundation.
Yes. Foundation.
Right? You may have better materials for the mansion than sticks and leaves, but if you don't have a foundation, I ain't never seen nobody build a roof and put it up first and then try to go under that. And no, it doesn't work that way. It's just like the wheel. The wheel is round and it's been round forever for the longest. Now you got different tire treads, you got different material, but it's round fundamentally because it's the easiest way to move things. And so, like a train wheel is made out of steel, a car wheel made out of tires, out of rubber. You know what I mean? You got different ways of doing things, but at the end of the day, fundamentally they're the same. And I think that's where some people see those changes and they realize you could just do it differently. But at the end of the day, like Alfred said, fundamentally is that way for a reason.
Facts. What do you think about it, Law?
I mean, that's why I say I got a particular process when I'm trying to get an understanding with a fan and we talking about a particular topic. Because it's like, if your idea of a football or a program is this, and you're seeing this, and you've only watched this, and you've only studied this, then we'll never see it the same. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't even lead. I never lead with that I played ball. Like, I feel like that's low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too easy. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of try to get perspective with it if I'm trying to make if it's on target with the conversation. But beyond that, it's just like how you guys are talking about the foundation. What's the foundation of a fan? See what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, it's so much miscommunication. It's like, I could be saying blue and you only know turquoise. But I'm like, it's still blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
And they
variation.
like, no, turquoise is you've never seen it before.
Right.
It's next level. It's innovative. And I'm like, bro, everybody doing that shit. You
Right.
just
Right.
get to see it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I don't know. You know, it's give or take as far as whatever, you know, whoever you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you're a fan, you're a fan. You know.
Right.
But
Right.
if you don't understand, let's get to saying I don't understand. I don't know.
Right.
Instead of
I,
playing
I,
like, you know.
right. Yeah. I'll top it off and move on from there. When I'm talking to when I'm having conversation with people, right, I like to know where they base their thoughts and their beliefs on, and how they draw the particular type of conclusions. I really typically, when I'm having conversation with people, I'm not talking about the instance itself, but I'm more so talking about the philosophy of how they drew that particular point. You know, I mean, we get instances. There's 1,000 different variations of how something can be done, but the question is, what's your philosophy? Which, you know what I'm saying, which means, like, with some coaches, you want to know what do they believe in, what type of football team that they want, and how do you become successful within that particular philosophy. If it is tough nose defense, running the ball, physicality, then you can move on from that. What I found is that in today, it's like people have thrown away the physicality part of football. You know, I think when I talk to people, if they can spout out a particular type of stat, they feel as if they are well versed, right, in the sport. And I don't think may necessarily be the case. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. So in this new environment in college football, guys, in this new environment, we got the transfer portal, we got NIL. Um, they just approved the rule where you can transfer multiple times. I guess my question to you all is, how do you feel about the multiple transfers? And two, do you think in this environment you can truly build a good program? You
Yeah,
go ahead, Al.
I would say, yeah. I would say if so, building a program really is, you got, just like your girl really flawed, is it building a team, building a program. The difference between building a team and building a program, the sauce is added is culture. What you're trying to ask is, what is the culture of your team? Like, we've seen a lot of, man, me, Law Dog, we talk about different teams that we see online, and we see how they doing it, and how people aren't leaving that particular school and they're adding pieces. We talk about Utah all the time. How come he can create that situation and be successful constantly, whether you felt like he was a G5 before Rawhide or not? He still has had successful seasons for what he has. It's the same environment. So what did he do and what did he create? I really think it comes down to the culture that you create. And in the transfer portal era, if you constantly bringing people in and bringing people out, it's hard to build whatever culture you're trying to have because there's really no leaders there. Because now everybody, like I gave an analogy. If there's a kennel full of dogs and you throw some red meat in that kennel, everybody's trying to eat. Everybody's trying to eat. So it's just gonna be a free fall, and it's gonna be blood, and some dogs might get bit. Another dog might bite another dog thinking that's a steak that it's trying to bite, right?
Mhm.
And you create that environment, it's not dog eat dog. It's not even like that in the pros. And they keep talking about, a lot of people keep talking about it's like the pros. No, bro, there's people have been on teams for years. I played with Willie Rove, Larry. I mean, I played with guys that's like pillars. Emmitt Smith played with pillars that you knew. They told you the culture. Okay, when you got here, this is when practice is, and they don't even have to say it. They just do it, and you just follow behind them because you see they've been there for damn near forever. So I just don't know if you can do it if you utilize it a certain way. I think you can do it if you have a way in which you do it, but it's going to be really difficult to just make everything a transactional type of situation. It's just hard.
Now, Coach Hayes, I know you cover Miami, right? And
Mhm.
you know, me and you, we had some discussion about Miami, and I get how you feel about it. But when we're talking about building a particular type of program in today's environment, just even coming from the Miami perspective, do you believe that the Miami Hurricanes is doing that? It is building a particular culture and a program, and if so, how, or if not, what do you think they missing?
All right, here's what I'll say. I'll kind of answer these backwards. Like, I kind of disagree with this just transfer willy nilly. I think it's going to be super difficult for anybody to have a program. The thing is, we're living through the transition of this, right? We're not living, for example, we didn't go through the transition of the forward pass, right, in football. We grew up, they were throwing the ball forward. But for the people who lived through it, they were like, that's stupid, right? And now it's the way of the world. Right now, we're living through the transition. So we are the generation of the kind of wait and see how this thing pans out. And I really believe the NCAA said, you know what? I'm tired of y'all coaches up here crabbing so much. I'm gonna give you what you asked for. You want Wild Wild West? Well, here you go. And they're gonna show you better because you got to have some rules. And I know people want the shorties to get paid. I do too, right? But however, the difference when people try to make the NFL comparison, there are contracts in there, right? You can't just walk out because the Cowboys draft you. Oh, but I'm not playing. Okay, let me go over here to the Jaguar. It just, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. And so I say all that to say the Alabamas, the Ohio States, those programs, over time they will lose their culture because because those mainstays that you're talking about will now have a chance to get out, and you'll see it gradually happen. The thing is, their roster's so deep right now, and we're in the middle of this transition period of all of this transferring stuff, and you'll see it starting to level itself out because every year it's only the top 10 are the real gangsters. You know what I mean? Of a league. After that, the 11 through 25 constantly changing around, in my opinion. But now to go back to Miami, I've always thought the transfer portal was a band-aid for and high school recruiting was stitches, right? You use the transfer portal to fill a hole here or there, right? A guy may leave out. I lost some depth. You know what? One of my guys graduated early, and I need to fill a hole. Now, if guys can just leave in any time they want, you putting the band-aid on a bullet wound, bro. You leaking all over the place, and you got to find a way to stop the bleeding. And I just say this, maybe I'm biased because from the coach's perspective. How do you truly create a culture when you and again, it's not about them getting paid. Don't get me twisted. I'm not tripping about them getting paid. I don't care if they got $1 zillion, every one of them. That's not my issue. I'm saying, how can I create a culture if I'm constantly getting new players? It's just like a job. How could Google be successful if every year they're getting new engineers and they're getting and because a dude want to leave and he go over there? You know what I'm saying? Does that kind of make sense? I hope that makes
Right,
sense.
it does. It does. It does.
And then for Cristobal, like you said, you brought up Miami. Yeah, he's trying to build it in that sense. But I think he's falling under the same thing. You're going to see guys leave out. And now he's this mega recruiter. But bro, yeah, once I get you on campus and you have this falsehood in your mind as not as a freshman, I'm supposed to start because I was a 4-year starter in high school. Bro, like how do you as a coach, I guess that's my question is, how do you as a coach manage that when because the dude is mad I'm not playing right away, but yeah, I got a dude that's 22 years old up here. You supposed to play in front of him?
Mhm.
And that's what I think is difficult. So to build a culture, bro, I think it's going to be super hard because kids can just walk up and walk out at any given time. That's just my opinion.
What's up, Law? What you think about it, bro?
I got a whole different take on it. I'm like, the game is the game. The players just change, and you eat what you kill now. And so my thing is, ain't no more that used car salesman shit. Like, you love me, then I sign, and when I get there, I'm just
You
number
stuck.
32. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Ain't no more of that. We both got power now.
Right.
Ain't no telling me I'm competing for this job, and then you bring in this transfer portal dude, and you just stick him in there, and I'm supposed to just eat that because I'm a freshman, or because I'm a sophomore, or me and you might not have the best of relationship, and because during my time, you couldn't just go jump in no portal. If you wanted to transfer, you was finna go sit out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Sit out a year. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the roller coaster of that because sitting out is not necessarily good for a football player where you come from all this structure and discipline. We tend to get wild once we get out of the confines of the building. See what I'm saying? And so even with that, you will have to go junior college. That's a whole nother process in itself. Now, I do say it kind of killed the junior college wave. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it opened up more opportunities for the Coastal Carolinas, the Liberties. You know what I'm saying? Because the Caden Salter kid, he was at Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so had a few problems, went down there, got it right. Now he got them, you got them at, probably possibly being a playoff contender. But like I say, this is my thing. You got to kind of play it straight with your players now. Like, my thing is this. Like, I would pose the question is, Coach Hayes, Alpha, Rob, how would you build your team? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you got culture, right? But now you got to hire strong men around you too. Not ones that's just going to tell you or the players what they want to hear once you get them there. See what I'm saying? Because now a lot of times what happens is we get a player, now we got him. You know what I'm saying? So he's here.
Right.
And so you're going to go through growing pains, whatever the case may be. It's always going to be somebody getting arrested, not showing up to class, not, whatever the case may be, right? All that with it. But it's just like the same thing that's coming is the same thing that's going. But the ones that's special, you got to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? It's been way too long to where, like, the politics of the game overruled what's really going on in the building. If you've been in that building, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Coach Hayes, Alpha, like, y'all know how the politics will play out. And you'll be like, damn, you could never imagine what's going on in this building. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you a lot of times, like, from my experience, the best players, I don't think you've never really seen them. A lot of them be on the sideline or suspended, or the coach don't like them, or it's a grade thing and he get caught up in the whirlwind of I can't go nowhere, I feel trapped, and you kind of lose the love for the game. A lot of players go out like that, like you lose the passion for it because it's like you feel trapped. And so I know for as it sits right now, it's so wide open. So I'm for it because at the end of the day, like when it comes to the money, I'm pro. Like, listen, young homie, when we talked about, you got the ones that play middle school, right? So the ones that play middle school, I think like Alpha said, where the guy that was the man in the Park League, a Little League, and Optimist, he get to middle school, he not the guy no more. Then the guy that was in middle school, get to high school, he might not be the guy no more, right? Then most kids want to go D1, right? That get even slimmer. See what I'm saying? So if you get D1 in the bag there and the opportunity is there, go collect, young homie. Because going to the league, you might not never get 250 or 100.
It's slim.
You might not never see that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you go get a degree, because most athletes, man, we not putting in a position to go get no real opportunity unless your mindset is there as far as getting that degree in that paper. They're gonna put you in specific classes to make sure you graduate, and that's about it. Then once you graduate and the league don't work out, you got niggas that turn into trainers, go chase they got the UFL, no CFL, and all them leagues now. But a lot of times you get stuck. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if you can walk away with a little something and a piece of paper, if you get what I'm saying, you'll
Right.
be all right. These coaches, they get fired and go home with 17 million, 20 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
70.
It's great.
70,
72.
chilling at the crib fishing.
Hold
You
on,
know
hold on.
what I'm
Don't
saying?
cheat.
It is what it is. Your family good.
72 million.
Yeah,
There you
you know
go.
what I'm saying?
You're right.
So
So
that's
I'm
my-
glad you, but I'm glad you brought that up, Law. I'm glad you brought that up. So I wanted to share some stats with the audience. So, 1.6% of college players that are draft eligible get it. 1.6% of draft eligible players actually make it to the NFL every year. 1.6%. Another one is high school players that actually get a scholarship that play football is 2% nationwide. 2% of all the kids that play football get a scholarship. That doesn't mean D1. It could be D2. It could be NAIA. Only 2% of kids actually get a scholarship that comes out of high school. Another thing, because we'll talk about it, percent of freshmen that start in college. Only 2.8% of all the freshmen in college actually start across the nation, from the big schools to the small schools. And the last one that's pretty interesting, because we've had these conversations about freshmen don't mean nothing and how special are they, regardless if they get on the field is special, let alone get some real burn. 50% of all freshmen in college football are redshirted. 50%. So if you bring in 20 kids, 10 of them gonna get redshirted, and then out of the remaining 10, probably 4 of them gonna actually travel, and maybe 2 of them will actually get on the field. So I just wanted to put those stats out there for the audience, because we're really big on just introduce you guys to exactly how hard it is. So when you sit up there and trash a freshman that's actually doing something that only 2% in the whole entire country's doing, think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying.
Right. And if you don't mind, I'd like to add to the alpha, because I was just talking about this yesterday in the show, and those numbers are very relative. And we all know the whole Kamani thing is going down, and everybody talking about, oh, he a 5-star, he's supposed to start. And but what people know, I just pulled this up yesterday. Only 3 out of the 39 5-stars out of that class started. That's Francis Maui Noah, the offensive tackle at Miami, Caleb Downs, the safety that was at Alabama, who is now transferred to Ohio State, and Caden Proctor, who is the offensive lineman from Alabama. So now we talking about start. Right, and then he transferred, he ended up transferring back. But we're talking about, these are the 5-star represents potential first rounders, and they only start. And that's where I think I was talking about when I say, now that you've opened up the transfer opportunity for them to just go as many times as they want. See, in their mind, I'm supposed to be starting. But even at that level, only 3 of you 5-star potential first rounders, when you walk in at 17, 18, you're still not better than a 4-year 3-star. Because of the experience, because of the age, because of the strength, because of the knowledge of the game has increased. I always get that example about Xavier Weaver and Kamani McLean. Xavier Weaver was a 3-star right here in Orlando. Never heard of this cat. I had never heard of him until he went to Colorado. We used to watch the well-off media. He putting Kamani to sleep. Why? Because he's 5 years ahead of Kamani in size, speed, ability, technique, fundamentals. But that's the misconception of the fan that we're talking about. But it's also the misconception of the player.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I'm a 5-star. And that's where you go from being the man to being a man. And I'm not saying that you're not going to be good. I'm not saying that you're not going to get some spot play. But there is a hierarchy in there, and there's a reason. There's a reason 17 and a 22-year-old. You understand what I'm saying? 21-year-old cat. doesn't mean you won't come in, play, contribute, or whatever. But we're talking about, think about what you just said. Only 3 were considered 12-game starters.
Right.
But you know what, Coach Hayes? I think that what happens is when we talk about the miseducation of the fan, I think what happened is me and you had a conversation, right? I mean, and we're just speaking about the younger guys that's going into college or being recruited, and you made a statement mentioning that they don't even really watch the game, and yeah, they don't even really watch it. So I think as fans, I think there's levels to it, and most fans that watch the game, they're not watching it and also studying it. Remember, I told y'all guys, bro, I used to, you know what I'm saying, look at these magazines, Street Smiths and all that. So you got to be kind of in it, be trying to go get a Street Smith magazine. You see what I'm saying? And today's the accent, I mean, bro, you got to be kind of in it. You know what I'm saying? But the people people today or fans today, they don't really follow recruiting. They follow their team. They hear about people that they received and how they got it. It's a little bit more easily obtain the information, but I don't even know how much that registers. So when you're watching football as a fan, you know, if you ain't really watching your home team, let's say for instance you watching somebody, you know what I'm saying, a couple of states away, you're watching the game because it's a good team. You're not dissecting and seeing who freshmen, who ain't freshmen, who sophomores. You're just watching football. And I think in general, people see that. So the general fan, they watch that. They're not focused on that. So when you hear about, you know, you're kind of casual. You hear about, hey, I got this all world. Y'all just got this all world guy coming to the team that you care about.
Mm-hmm.
You have a particular type of expectation to think that they supposed to play. But if you ain't in it like that, you don't understand that the sheer fact that they're getting on the field as a freshman is a testament and an accomplishment in itself. And I think that's the disconnect there. Right. Because most fans don't watch it trying to figure out looking at recruiting services and all that. If that was the case, 247 subscription would be $20 a month. That's what it'd be, because it'd be in high demand. So I think that's the problem. And I don't think they do it maliciously. I don't think the fans do it maliciously. I just think that they don't really understand. I've had to defend people, freshmen. I remember defending freshmen. I'm like, you can't call a freshman bad when he's playing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The fact that he's playing is a testament that he good.
Say his name.
Man.
No, I mean it's been multiple though. It's been multiple though.
No, but
talk about Carter Stoudemire. Go ahead and tell him you love old Carter.
Hey, Carter is one of them. Travis Hunter is one of them. JMJ is one. If you want to talk about them, but I ain't want to be Colorado centric. But I'm just saying.
But the fan. So I'm gonna tell you something else. The fan base doesn't know. When you have a road game, all 85, 90 players aren't getting on the plane. There is a travel squad. I remember my freshman year, 1, 2, 3. We only had 3 freshmen on the travel squad. And then I was the only one that played. But just to make the travel squad, you were like, okay, I made the travel squad. I don't know if it was like that for you, Law Dog, at your place. But a lot of fans don't know that. Well,
so here's what I say to your point. You're 100% right. And I think that's the miseducation is they so used to little Johnny being the man from 5 years old, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? When he was in 9th grade, he started as a 9th grader and he ate it up. He started as a 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. He's all county this, all state that, all this. So why am I now not starting as a freshman? And they don't understand that. And that's that right there is what's hurting, because you remember our day, dog, JV was a real thing. Like 9th grade, you like, them dudes got muscles, bro. I ain't going up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, these parents, if my kid, they're shopping their kid around because their kid don't need to play JV.
Friday night tight.
Yeah, he need to be on varsity.
Right.
But man, you understand? It don't work that way. And then that's the best part too about breaking down these films. I'll just say this last piece. I'm bringing out highlight tapes, and why I did it because I wanted to understand. I wanted people to see, yeah, this is a highlight tape, but there's some low lights in here. There's some things y'all need to know why he did it. Why was he successful, and how can he be better at it? So that's why this is their highlight tape, and I'm looking at it. And I always told people this: game tape takes more scholarships than highlight films have given scholarships, and people don't understand that.
Yeah,
People don't
there you go.
understand.
What's up, Law?
Now I was just gonna say that's I was what Coach Hayes is saying, like even as a player, right? It might be a particular guy, like you say you so on Mondays you get a scouting report. If you or Tuesday, depending on how they set it up, right? So they're gonna tell you it's such and such guy, he's 6'3", 250, all American. If you're on high school list, all American has offers for so and so. They got a corner, a guy, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have an understanding of who it is you playing and what you need to do to either get your rank up or to establish yourself as I'm the guy. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of times fans don't understand the complexity of a guy going up and down the star. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the camp is the big thing. The camp. He went to this camp. He did this at the camp. And that's how they miss on a lot of players. Because it's like, okay, he a track star. Cool. Oh, he can run a L drill or a 3-cone pretty fast. But is that shit translating? Because when I lined up against him in December, I killed them.
That elder like you, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it be so you will have this guy that's a 5-star when the 3-star is the guy you really need. That's the guy you want. The 5-star, he's just been burning it up at the camps. You know what I'm saying? But when he put the pads on, that shit, man, it's just I see so much tape and watch so much. I was always like a film junkie, just watching the game, and so I always wanted to study my opponent, but I genuinely just like watching just the nuance of the game and seeing how shit unfold. Like people don't understand. Like if you got contained and the man slid inside, it's something coming back outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People might not understand and see that. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain responsibilities of the football game that's not gonna change. That's why you may see a play go for 70. You know what I'm saying? Because that means this one guy out of 11 didn't do his job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of things that you seen the dude go make the 60-yard play, but did you see why? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why I do the breakdown of it, right? Right. To your point, and we talked about fundamentals. Fundamentally, football don't change. But guess what? Usually you play broke because your eyes was bad. You got caught up with a fly on the wall, but you saw that guard, you saw that tackle block down. So if he blocked down, and I used to always have a rule: 2 butts equal a ball, right? If I get a down block here, guess what? Somebody pulling there, there go another butt, and the ball coming right through there. But
that's gap scheme.
Yeah, that's gap scheme stuff, man. But yeah, to that point, man, you're 100% right, man. And so, man, be honest with you, I used to do inside run with no football, no running backs. Tell me,
where should the ball be?
Tell me, is it gap scheme? Is it inside zone? Is it outside zone? Based on how that dude was trying to block.
You gotta identify your key.
But guess what? You could tell me what kind of player it was based on how they blocked you. We don't need a football. We don't need a football. Absolutely. That's a distraction right now.
And it's coaching too, because I didn't learn the difference between zone, gap, man, big on big, later in college.
Right.
Like understanding of a scheme and like what you actually dealing with. Man, these coaches, like I feel like coaches too. They need to be horrible.
It's true.
That's true. There's some bad ones out there. There's some bad ones out there, man.
Bro, y'all just don't know how lucky y'all are to be able to be featured in the Lindsay's magazine or something like that, bro. Y'all need to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how good y'all got it, bro. Hey, but you know, I don't know, man. I think that I think we downplay, and I don't think we put enough respect on some of these young men names, man, that get out there and do their thing early, especially early in their college career. I don't think it's not a time to be overly critical, but more so about, you know what I'm saying, commending them and being excited for what you're gonna see in the next year.
Right.
And I think that's a big misunderstanding in this game of football that we watch. So Alpha, you had another point you wanted to cover. What was that?
Oh no. I think they summed it up, man. You know, I definitely want to leave some time for the people to come in and voice their opinion after after the show. But my main thing is just to tell the audience that the journey for the athlete, the coaches, the family members, the friends, everybody is on this journey. So when you see a parent or a fan either defend or a parent pretty much seem like they take it personal, yeah, all this shit is personal. Every last bit of it. For when my son comes to your school or me as a grown man transferring to your school, there's a couple of conversations that we had. And if those conversations that you told me and that vibe that you gave me, just like Law Dog said, ain't what you told me, now the athlete has the ability to say, I don't have to sit on that shit. I can live, I can leave.
All right.
So the fan base got to get comfortable with that and realize the decisions are made from everyone, from the player and everyone around them. Don't nobody. And another thing, most athletes would prefer for it to work out where they are. That's another thing. Most that's the misconception. A lot of people think these kids, oh fuck these kids, they just want to bag, they just want to leave. If in a perfect world, they'll be right there playing with their team, starting and scoring touchdowns. That's the perfect world for them. They don't want to go through this shit. But if I gotta go through it, then yeah, I'm gonna do it. Because I ain't gonna sit here for no 2-3 years and just sit out here and waste my time and get case smoked to death. Hell no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's a two-sided coin, man. Like I was saying.
He said case smoke. My bad. He said case smoke. Free Kavasi smoke.
I ain't even catch that one. You're a wild boy for that. But we was having that conversation that one day where I had when I was talking about like when you were talking about you had the 0.6 GPA with it, right? It's a two-sided coin, right? You gotta kind of play the game. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, understand I'm here to play football. Like I hear all the school shit, right? It's not that I know you can't do one without the other, right? You can't be on the field and not be doing school at all, right? It's too much resources. They give you too much to just completely fail or flunk out. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, if you balling, everything gets much easier. You see what I'm saying? Like once you become the man, things get relaxed. Maybe not going to study hall. Might not hear too much about it if you just went for 2 touchdowns.
That damn Law Dog, I love it.
I'm saying you might not, So I said it's give and take. That's why I say it's eat what you kill at the same time. But a lot of these times, man, these coaches got egos, man. The politics of the game, man, they get nasty out there, bro. And I feel like a lot of times it's like how it used to be was whatever the coach said it was, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Whatever little snippet he gave to the media or tidbit he gave to his guy to put out there on the player, if it fell apart behind the scenes, there's nothing the player could say or go out there to do to correct the narrative. You know what I'm saying? He might have to sit a whole year with that on his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, they'll handle you rough. Behind the scenes, they'll handle you real rough. So,
huh? I said, no, you're not lying. You're not lying. Hey, Law, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Well, those players, like you talked about, right? You got to play the game. You say you got to play the game. And the thing is, I think players don't realize that either, right? Meaning, like I said, you go from being a man where when you was a senior in high school, you ain't really have to go to study hall. You go to Miss Johnson class and she go give you a B. Right. But he don't realize you don't have to hit the reset button and start that over. He think that's gonna carry over from high school hallways to college. You haven't earned that right to miss the study hall. Like you say, as you balling, coach might be like, I ain't see Law Dog leave. He left.
I ain't see that. But see, I think that go back to the coaching thing, right? So I was telling like if I'm just keeping it straight, we was talking about Prime and like the revolving door, what he got going on. A lot of people take it as they lost nothing, right? As far as people that actually played. But I'm like, listen, bro, your 2 deep guys is much more than just saying they depth guys. That's the nucleus. That's the nucleus of your team.
Right.
Like, that's what's gonna carry you in these injuries. Not even big injuries, cramps, pulled hammy. I need to go get an IV. You know what I'm saying? Them the players that's gonna carry you through. Them the players that's gonna come in and make the play that this guy wasn't making. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing about it is at the same time, like when we was talking about the Kamani situation, I say people got it. I was an advocate for Kamani just to leave, bro, to go to a school to where you just gonna be a regular guy. Because that 5-star shit, that shit is big in high school. Once you get, ain't nobody saying what up 5-star unless we playing. That shit a joke. Once you get to college, we not carrying you like you missed the big time. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're doing your thing. So my thing is what the culture does, or with the guys that leave, them the guys that when the players come on the visit, them the guys that people gonna want to talk to and holler.
Correct. Tell
You
them,
know what I'm saying?
preach.
Like
Preach.
starters, yeah, that's cool. But hey, tell me the real, bro. Because my
Okay.
thing is prime. You get a lot of guys that's been at previous programs, so they know it ain't like a high school guy, which you say you don't recruit, and you not necessarily. They don't know the unknown. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm coming from a Florida State, a Louisville, or whatever the case may be, I'm hip to the game. And you
Right.
tell me I could transfer again if I wanted to. I'm finna roll. I'm out of here. I'm not
Right.
finna be played with for what? What I'm getting out of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, like I was saying, like Saban is a guy that had a Kamani, and he worked with him, and he became a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior. So when you get the next Kamani that come in, Saban say, "Hey, that's you. You remember? Go get with dude and let him know how it go, and let him know how you got here with that process, because then it can carry his way up. You see what I'm saying? But like this is I don't want to even make it about Colorado, but the fan base, this y'all team, this y'all squad, so it's easier to spoon feed you with this opposed to if I would have spoke about another team.
Hey,
Now, what's funny is that you mentioned about how you become that dude, right? You know what I'm saying? That's in college, but it also rolls back to something me and Coach Hayes was talking about once before. And the fact that, man, you know what I'm saying, on that education tip, bro, you got, I don't like the fact when people campaign for stuff that when they also understand the game and how it works, and you try to act as if people heads are not screwed on right, because that requires some effort. Man, I remember me and my partners, man, we would after we take tests, bro, we look at each other and say, "What you got today, man?" I say, I made a Troy Aikman. I made an Emmitt Smith. I made a Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Just to let y'all know. Just to let y'all know.
33, huh? You made a 33 to 22 on the test, though?
and an 8.
And an 8. You had a Troy Aikman. You had an 8, though?
That's what we used to do after each test. But hey, I passed that class though.
As you should.
I
That's
got
fine.
you. I got you. But I don't want this go long, but Law Dog said something that's really important. Outside of those second stringers and third stringers are the ones that really help you with recruiting, because they traditionally should be the advocates for the team, right? Like, why are you here? You a second stringer, you still here? Be like, yo, bro, I'm getting better. Shoot, I got this dog in front of me. He going to the pros. I'm gonna be ready next year. But
Right.
another part, we just talking football. The second stringers and the third stringers, that's your scout team, bro. If your scout team is hot garbage and you don't care about what kind of talent you got on that second and third string, you ain't gonna get no looks that week. I've been on teams that I promise you, the look we got during the week was harder than the game, where the quarterback or the running back or the lineman gave us more work than the damn game. And we played that team and smacked the hell out of them.
That's how
And
you
I've
get
also been on teams where there was no depth.
right. That's how you
And
get practice in the Georgias.
right. And it was just like, dude, when we got in the game, we like, man, what the hell? They ain't playing like that. They didn't play like that. So for the fan, the uneducated fan, like your third string and second string does matter. It's built. It's just a team is like a chain link. It's as weak as the weakest link. You can have 1,000 diamond chains, But if one of them chains are made out of wood, that damn chain gonna break. You are as strong as your weakest link, and you don't want any weak ass holes on the team. I'm not talking holes like a stripper. I'm talking holes like as in holes in the ground or something. But yeah. So I just want to piggyback on
Nah,
that.
I want to say this. It's a dude I practice against on scout team. I ain't even want no parts on. I tell dude, hey, go to the other side today, bro.
Do you know he's coming with that smoke?
I'm not on that with you, bro. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he the best player I might see all year.
Correct.
Hey, that's where he at. He played for the Eagles now, D-line.
Bruh, who you telling? Who you telling?
Like that. I'm like, I'm cool.
I was that dude at practice.
I'm not trying to. It's not game day for me. They practice.
Right.
So, that should be serious, bro. But it's just, hey.
And here's what I'll say to the fans. You talk about the miseducation of fans. They only see first string. They don't realize the importance. Like somebody said, you catch a cramp where you out 3 or 4. You out 3 or 4 plays because the trainer trying to get the cramp out your leg, or you got to get retaped, or they put you in that little pretty Mr. Miyagi tent now for a series. Well, guess what? If there's a big drop off from that first to second guy, that defensive coordinator knows that. That's where he's
run it at him.
Right. If you're on defense, we're gonna run it at you. If you that corner, we're gonna throw it at you. If you that safety, we're gonna scissor route you. If you are O lineman, we're gonna stunt you. So those guys are so important, right? And you can't hide on this field because these guys are good. These coaches are good. And when I say that, meaning they have the research, they've done the legwork, right? And so when you see a fish come in the game, right, you know that. You got a list on your chart, on your thing. You got 5, 6 jersey numbers that you're looking for. As soon as that jersey number come in, it's like, boy, that jackpot hot. Ding, ding, ding. We calling this play because we know that dude can't block it, right? We know this dude can't stop it. We know this dude can't cover it, right? You see a cornerback, he can cover the slant like a mug, but he can't cover the comeback.
Sluggo or the sluggo.
Right? Yeah, but I'm just saying, so when 23 come in the game, we ain't throwing the slant, but we're gonna come back him to death. We're gonna hit him to death. He can't cover it, right? And so they look for these things, but the fan only sees starters, and they don't realize starters get hurt. They do, right? Because something's gonna get nicked up, dinged up, banged up. 300-pound men falling, something's gonna snap, something's gonna break, something's gonna stretch wrong. It's just what it is. That's physics, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a 5-pound weight and drop it on your foot. You couldn't go to work for a week. So what about a 300-pound man?
Mm-hmm.
And that's and that's the part they don't understand, how important. And it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Yeah.
See, they think, we got 20 old linemen. Well, how many of them can play?
Yeah. How many of them are just bodies?
Right.
Hey, Coach, Alpha, Coach Hayes, and Law. The first black coach that I truly covered, bro, where I spent money to cover him, right? I ain't making, you know what I'm saying? I out of my own pocket was Kevin Sumlin, right? Y'all have heard me talk about Kevin Sumlin many times.
Right.
And the one thing about him that one big flaw, which I find it honestly disrespectful to the game of football when I hear a man sit up there, I hear a coach sit up in a press conference and talk about what did I lose, as if twos are not that important. Or if I hear fan base talk about the twos ain't important. That man right there, his journey, which he made some mistakes. I get it. He made some mistakes. But his journey, what he was truly trying to achieve is he was trying to get enough talent on the team where he could have good quality practices. Some of the starters were great, but the drop off was so bad, you know what I'm saying, in hearing him speak, which, you know what I'm saying, I'm adding color to it, but he was giving coach speak. And even the assistants, they always were fighting to build up enough talent where they can have quality practices. Mm-hmm. That's what they were fighting for. They needed the depth to compete in the SEC. And he fought that. And I don't think he ever truly obtained the type of talent that he needed to have those type of practices or have that type of depth to get that team to the point where he wanted them to be. He didn't have what Jimbo did, which is a testament to Jimbo. But I used, but, hey, over and over, first year, second year, it was always trying to achieve depth. And so when I hear people say you're not losing anything, it makes me wonder, what are you watching? I don't think they truly understand how important it
I
is.
hate to say this, that I think a lot of them. I think sometimes we give people less credit than they deserve when we got to give them, in the sense they understand it just doesn't fit the narrative, right? They don't want to be honest and simply say they know what they lost, but that's what fans come in, fandom, fanatic. They know because we all know the difference, right? We all know the difference. I don't care who your starting quarterback is for your favorite team. If he go down, boy, the engine in that Ferrari ain't the same, dog. You understand what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
what it is. If that starting left tackle goes down, guess what? This other dude better be about some business. And that's just what it is. But I mean, we could talk about fandom until we blue in the face. And then some people gonna watch this and be like, y'all idiot, shut up. And it's gonna be some people you gonna open your eyes like, dang, coach, I ain't think about it. Dang, Alfred, you make a good point. Dog, law. I ain't thinking of it like that from you coming from a player perspective, raw. You know what, that makes sense. Those are people that have an open mind and can understand constructive criticism, right? And then you got some people you can't tell them nothing, and that's just what it is, and that's okay too, man. You know.
Yeah,
Right,
that's okay
right,
too,
right.
bro. Oh my God. Hey, I think Kevin Sumlin would have sold his soul for defensive lineman. I think he would have sold his soul, bro. He the bro, they was on that when he first got, bro, well, his second year, bro. He was on that conversion tip, turning people into defensive linemen. Matabike, y'all, for the
Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. Matabike, he was originally a defensive end. You know, put the weight on to make him a defensive tackle, bro. That's what they were doing, man, trying to build up so they can compete in that league. You know what I'm saying? So they can, bro, so they can swap out defensive tackles. Linebackers was terrible, bro. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go down this spiel, but it's just that I find it amazing, right? When I hear people talk like that, I'm like, man, y'all must not be paying attention to what's really going on out there. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right,
Yeah,
right,
man.
right. Well, I think
How's
that's
Miami? How's they depth? Miami, is they depth okay?
Hey
Man, we
man,
winning.
straight to
Hey,
the natty, man. Don't worry about us, man.
see, he beat me to it, straight to the natty, man.
Straight
Next,
to
what's
the
the next
natty.
question?
We loaded. This shit, we
Hey,
got the best quarterback
hey,
in the nation.
in the nation, shaking the whole team.
Oh, team.
Talking about red shirt. You know, red shirt. He got on a red shirt because it's camp day. Talking
Hey,
about red shirt.
what are you
Man,
talking about, Coach? Nation.
yeah, man.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
listen,
good.
I say this. This will be it for me. We lost a lot. Like we had a lot of leave. Like Najee Kelly, coach. Come on, homie, what you doing?
Yeah,
We got food out there for you to go eat.
yeah.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
plenty out there.
Yeah, but I
There's
guess
plenty out there.
Cyrus Moss. I'm coming like old that boy old Prime. Huh? We ain't losing that. Cyrus Moss, holler at you. You know what
He
I'm talking
still
about?
ain't landed. That boy still swinging around in the portal. He ain't landed yet.
Yeah.
Y'all want him back. Don't act like you don't.
Nah, I take Kelly.
Huh?
I take Najee Kelly. That's it.
I'll take Najee Kelly back.
Yeah, everybody
We're
else.
gonna get Damian Martinez and Omarion Hampton from UNC.
Hey, coach, you seen
Tomorrow. It's over, dog.
UCF offer JB?
Oh, good. I think that's an awesome fit for him, dog. I
Yeah.
think it's a great fit for him. Matter of fact, KJ just got arrested, unfortunately, from some year ago incident, which is absurd. But I don't know about these shorties and these speeding cars. I mean, I get it, dog. But but anyway, I think that would be a good fit for him. Gus Malzahn likes those kind of offensive quarterbacks.
Uh-huh.
I think he has a better arm than KJ Jefferson overall.
Better
KJ has a little bit more experience, but athlete, definitely faster. I'll just say this: if he goes to UCF and KJ Jefferson break a shoelace, you might not see him again. That's all I'll say.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, since we on that, it's just hey, never mind. I'll talk about it on the show. But yeah, I got you. I got you. All right. Anything else, Alpha? Anything else you want to kind of cover on here, bro?
No, man. I think it's time to kind of let the people in. Open up that link. Let them come on in. They can talk about their experience. They can ask us some questions. I appreciate Coach Hayes for joining us. I know you got to get ready to rock and roll. My boy Law Dog and Rawhide, y'all never fail to make this shit fun just to do with y'all. But let's get it rocking, y'all. Let's get it rocking. Anybody got any last words about anything?
Yeah, Coach. Let us know what you got going on, Coach. Come on.
Oh man, y'all catch it at Coach Hayes Football. Y'all see the little ugly logo right there. If you see that, at the bat signal, come check me out. We do all type of different stuff, but I'm tired of playing with the pupils on the back. Let me get back to driving, dog. Let me go back and drive the bus. Y'all stay back here in the back of the bus. I'm that cool bus driver. But what you doing back there with the Marlboros, boy? Let me see one of the Marlboros, boy. You know you had that cool bus driver back in the day.
Hey, they don't even remember that. They could do that back in the day.
Back in the day, dog. People used to smoke on the school bus, dog. You was 18. Bro, you was in high school. If you was 18, they used to have a smoking section, dog.
Bro, you can do that, bro.
Right.
That's crazy. Right. Hey, Law, my bad. I know you're a little young, dog. They had that. They had
that for me, man. So I would have told you, hey, listen, you want to smoke? Ain't no room in the front, man. Go to the
back. All right, then, guys.
I'll just say this, man. On a serious note, guys, I love this concept. It's a great concept. Don't let it die. Keep it alive. Y'all some cool brothers, got cool concept. And the best thing about it, y'all coming from all different angles. You know what I'm saying? From playing to coaching to all those different type of things, man. So keep it up, man. Keep grinding it out. I definitely can see this as being a success, man. And everybody out there, man, support. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, man, to blow this thing up. And them boys on the back of the bus. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Yeah.
All right, then, man.
All right, good. All right, let's.
What's up, fellas?
What up?
Yo.
Yo. What's up? Where they at? You dropped the link on them? I'm waiting for the people to come in here and get it cooking. They heard us talk long enough.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah, they did. Oh hey, I'm gonna drop the link, man. If you all would, man, y'all hit that link. I wonder in my drawer am I dropping it at? Okay, I guess it don't matter. Oh, y'all go ahead and hit that link, man. Y'all come on up and holler at us, bro. Question off top is, you know what I'm saying? How do you all feel about this new transfer portal and how transient players are? Y'all come on up and give us your thoughts on that. And then after that, guys, y'all let us know. If you tell us that, let us know how would you build your program, man? How y'all feel about it? So let me drop this link, man. Y'all come on up and mess with us, man. Let us know. What would y'all do?
Keep in mind, Rawhide said program. So, really Flawed said, we ain't building teams, we building programs. How you going to build your program?
Yeah, and there you go. Exactly. So, man, y'all pull on up, man, and let us know, man, how would you combat this new college football age? You know what I'm saying? Well, speaking of, I guess we might as well answer it off top. How would you build your program, Alpha?
Oh, man. I think you got to get transfer portal guys, but I definitely think you really got to grind. For me, the top teams that I've known and I played against, they really recruit heavily the state that they're in and the surrounding states. Because the family members, the kids, they come to the games, you get a lot of support. A lot of them wouldn't want to transfer because they're close to home. So I really would probably start with recruiting my state and recruiting the surrounding states and just try to build relationships with those coaches and kind of go from there. All the other stuff is typical, but I'm just trying to think of something that might be a little bit different.
I got you. All right. Oh, Jake, what Law?
Shit,
got any take on it?
Yeah, I'm strictly pay for play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what's most important to you. But hey, homie, I'm letting you know. Listen, this is the budget. I got. If I'm a coach and I know I only got $500K on, listen, I got $500K, and I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Jonas and old man. I gotta be able to pay one of y'all. So whoever commit first, that's who get the bigger bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm offering you playing time. I'm offering you whatever you looking for. I'm letting you know. Listen, I can't offer you that. Like if you want to play, like okay, the Eric Brantley, he talking about he wanted to play early. I'm telling him, nah, little homie, I can't play you early, but this is what I do. I put an extra 5 on it. You know what I'm saying? You stay for a whole year. You know, and because my thing is, I'm gonna have a little bit of leeway in the contract too. Feel me? It's kind of like a rapper. The pie, you gonna get a front end, and you get a back end. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a front end you to death. Make sure you're straight. You play for me. I ain't tripping about you missing that little study hall if you balling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily concerned about every little thing because my whole thing is I'm trying to win. You know what I'm saying? And so as a coach, I know it's for me in my program, it's certain okay, this I say this. I'm gonna treat everybody fair, but everybody not gonna be treated the same. You know what I'm saying? And that's how shut up. And that's how I kick it.
Bet. Who we had first? Is that old man? What do you think about it, old man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Yeah, I caught the show a little bit late in the middle. So my question I had was not necessarily about the topic, but it's about choices. And specifically, I wanted to ask Alfaru, why did you choose an HBCU?
To be honest with you, man, I'm from California. I didn't know anything about HBCUs except Grambling and Southern and Different World. That's all I knew about them. So I had to go to a junior college for a semester just to fix up some grades. It didn't take any of my eligibility on playing because I didn't play there or whatever. One of my family members went to Hampton, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, I know I had Michigan State, Texas Tech, I had Arizona had some partials. I was good, but I'm not gonna sit up here and say I was a 4 or 5 star. I was a good player, big, fast, raw, just like I told you guys. I just started playing football, 9th grade, really. So what happened to me was she hit me up. She said, yeah. I heard my aunt told me that you looking at schools and blah blah blah. Hampton's really good. So I said, what's Hampton? So she started talking to me about it. I looked at them. They were dominating. People were going to the pros out of Hampton. I also like the web, not the website, because at that time it was like a brochure. It wasn't a website. That's how old I am. And I was just curious. So what happened was as soon as I kind of accepted to go out there, within 24 hours, I told her, yeah, tell the coaches I'm interested. So they heard about me because I had enough stats and I had enough of what I had to do. Within 24 hours, they offered me a scholarship because they saw the little stuff that I had. Then when I went out there, by the time I got to Hampton, I had offers to like 4 or 5 other black colleges because I don't know how they found out that a kid from California might be going to Hampton. And that's what it was. Now, when I went out there, I loved it, man. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Hampton's a beautiful school, bro. It's a beautiful school. And you know, being young and teenager girls and all that stuff. So it was cool. I didn't really, I just wanted somewhere that I felt comfortable with that was for free because my mom wasn't gonna pay for it. And I kind of knew, and the way they treated me like a superstar. And I said, I'm coming here. I didn't really care. I'm coming here.
So, old man.
Yeah.
What do you think about this new transfer portal bill?
The bill?
No, the new transfer portal, the transient players in and out.
I'm happy for them, but they do. It's crazy because it's new to them. It's new to the coaches. It's even new to us players that played. So it's like they have no one. Even the coaches can't really tell them what they should do or shouldn't do. Their high school coaches or even their college coaches. So it's new to everybody. So I'm happy for them, but it does need to be some regulation. So on both sides. So I don't really have a definite opinion on it either way. I'm just kind of just observing and trying to see what they're going to come up with.
Why do you think there should be some type of restrictions on free movement of the players, of the athletes? And the reason why I'm asking you that is because technically they're students first, even though we know that's not the case. We would never restrict a student from transferring from Georgia to Harvard or from Harvard to Iowa. Why would we restrict the student athlete?
Yeah, so I don't consider the athletes student athletes. I never have. And
Okay.
so and from that perspective, I'm thinking as a CEO or an employer, and I want to keep my talent. You know what I'm saying? So what can I do for them that would encourage them the most to stay? You know what I'm saying? Even if I know I can't guarantee them playing time, so it has to be some kind of whenever they decide to do real contracts to kind of restrict them and at least give you 2 years with the player.
So
As
you want
long
them
as
to be an employee. You want them to be an employee then for the most part, right?
yeah, they don't have to have the title of employee, but it needs to be real contracts in my eyes.
Okay. Okay. So both parties. So if a kid signs a 4-year deal, you can't get rid of them and they can't leave. Yeah, that's kind of where. Do you
And
think coaches like
and
that?
if both parties agree, or it has to be something in the contract where it's like after 2 years. I don't want to lock them in for 4 years, but I think 1 year is too fast. 2 years or like two seasons. You know, it can be some kind of like restriction with that. That's what
But
I
hey, but
think.
old man, didn't you say back in your day you wanted to like you had 3 or 4 coaches?
Yeah, I have more, but yeah.
Yeah. So when did you have wanted the opportunity to
So
possibly?
yeah, so when I say contract, it's contract with that coach. Once that coach leaves, the contract is scrapped, and it has to be a new
Hell
contract.
nah. I ain't cause I ain't
So,
I'm signing on my letter of intent say university, not old man. I'm signing the old man.
right, right. And then even with the coaches, do you feel like it should be a equal playing field, meaning they sign their contracts and they 3-year deals and they got to stay? Because right now they can leave. That was the whole point. If they can leave, why can't I leave?
No, but the coaches they get paid, or the other school pays the school so they can leave. It's like it's got to be some kind of financial. It's every contract can be broken, is what I'm saying. But I do believe it should be some kind of contract.
All right. But even when they get fired, they still go home with millions. So I don't want to hear that shit.
It just sounds like the student athlete. The more we try to put restrictions on it, the more they sound like
Like,
property.
and
They sound like
what
property.
I don't understand is why like ain't nobody telling y'all can't leave y'all job. I ain't saying, hey, check this out, old man. Where you going, boy? You know I want you over here at Google.
So
Don't go nowhere.
I think of the player as like a music artist, right? They sign a deal, they sign a contract, and that's the deal they're signed. So I don't think of them as like regular employees, like 9 to 5, that type of thing.
You was the same guy that told me that they would the scholarship was 1 year, right?
Yeah, it's year to year. Yeah.
Right. So if you could tell me I could be gone in 1 year, I should be able to leave in 1 year.
Hey, no argument. I'm just saying. I just
That's
think
where it
it
gets
should be
tough.
some kind of contract.
But I know that's where it gets, and I feel what you're saying. I would love to retain talent, but at the end of the day, we still got to remember these are kids, not property, and they should have freedom of movement like any person that's not technically getting paid. Any person that's not getting paid, you can't force me. If you're a pastor, you can't keep me at your church. If you a librarian, you can't make me go to your library. It's just I have freedom of movement if we don't have any type of
Yeah,
financial.
shit sound like a slave deal to me.
Well,
That's what it,
well, they were property of the state, property of the school always. But the main thing that I really want is I believe they should go some way back to the old ways of doing things, where no freshmen played. All of them were considered JV, and they had to redshirt. To me, and I think they should up the scholarships for like 15 for freshmen only out of high school. That way they can, they could get put into a system, learn and develop. So that's the main thing I want. So maybe the contract I'm speaking of is more for just high schoolers, because they don't know what they're doing. So that's what I was talking about.
I got you.
Hey, let me hear from the rest of the panel. What's up, Jonas? Jack Bordell, the Glow, Jack Jenkins. What's up, fellas?
What's up, my nigga?
What's up?
Man, what y'all think about it, bro?
What's up?
I'm not really against the transfer portal. I just wish it was like
More structure.
more organized. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like a lot of them little dudes. Well, they got a rude awakening, boy, in about 2 to 3 weeks.
You're right. Their ass gonna be at home.
Right.
Right.
They gonna have like the little dude, Eric Bradley, talking about he going to Georgia Southern. Like, what? Georgia Southern and USF and some other G5 school. I understand you won't play, but you should have went that from the beginning. You think you about to come here and just like?
Yeah, he thought Colorado was sweet.
Nah, but at the same time, when he committed, the D-line was sweet. But
that's true.
The
But you know,
changed.
he wasn't recruited. He was recruited by Nick Williams though too.
Right.
Oh yeah. And he was part of. He was part of that deal with his
See
little
what I'm
cousin or
saying?
some shit.
That's the type of shit where it kind of get fucked up because you've been so committed and locked into the school, then your coach up and leave the day after signing day. I'm not saying Nick Williams did that, but this is the case where coaches just up and leave. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the nigga just gone.
After you already been signed.
See what I'm saying? So
Right.
where that leave you at? And so now niggas saying, you still need to stay here for 2 years. Like, nigga, I didn't sign up to fuck with dude. Who was dude?
Right.
Yeah,
The linebacker coach that recruited me from out of high school to Hampton, I walk on campus. I didn't know this nigga went to the Redskins. I didn't know, but at that time, you couldn't just leave. Now I'm glad I stayed and I wasn't really tripping, but I was like, where Coach Holmes at? And they were like, oh, he went to the Redskins. I was like, damn, y'all didn't even tell me. Now we didn't, So it happens, bro. And just like Jonas is saying, I totally agree. There has to be something, but I think it has to be all around. It just can't be the restrictions on the athletes. It has to be the whole system because everybody is equally. Everybody's equal.
I have a question. So would an age limit be? What if we put an age limit on the transfer portal?
What do you mean?
Put an age limit to 20 years old. Let's say 20 years old.
Why what's the purpose of that one?
They keep from the young freshmen, or they keep from the bottom half of your roster. Let's say the young freshmen, true freshmen, from transferring out.
How? Like, why though? Because if I technically, if I red shirt, I don't even count towards like what we were saying on the show. Like, say you got 100 players, right? When Colorado fly to go play Nebraska, only about 70 of them going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily hurting you. Well, I can't, you can't use Colorado because they don't really got high school players, but you know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, you're gonna say if you get a class of 25. I think Coach Hayes said out of the 38 5-stars, only 3 of them started. See what I'm saying? And that's just 5-star. So if you go to 4-star, 3-star, unranked, imagine what the numbers say. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas on the bench.
Right. So I think a lot of people get caught up in the ranking, whereas them not even the niggas that's in the league. It's the 3-stars and the unranked players that's majority, the Devontae Adams, the Cooper Kupps, the guys, like the quarterbacks, the 5-star quarterbacks, they typically get to the league. But even Al-Farouk said he just picked up. Yeah, but he played many years in the league.
Right. I wasn't no 4.
And I was a 3-star, 4-star, every offer in the nation. Shit, I'm mini camp and it was over.
Oh, hey, Glow, I just muted you because of your background, but just unmute when you get ready to talk. Go ahead, bro.
Just so the question I have the panel, I understand the restrictions, or even if we do the age limit, but the deal when you go to a college is, I go to your school. The original deal is I go to your school, I play for your school, I get an education. That's the original deal, right? Now they've added some layers on top of it, NIL deals and some type of collective agreements. But the problem is, whatever you provide, you're going to also have to restrict those students that's not getting the NIL deals, that's not getting those collectives. If you get a collective and this is what I do agree. If you get a collective and you get money from a collective, I think you should be restricted. I don't mind that because there's a give and take. No. I got paid. I don't mind that.
You didn't get paid though, Alpha. You got a gift.
No, that's a payment. That ain't no gift.
It's a gift.
I mean, I know they gotta consider it a gift, but we know it's a payment. I know they can't say they can't say you got paid like an employee. I totally understand. But I'm talking about the reality is you got paid. I'm not just giving damn $500,000 to the kid that's in down the street. I'm giving you $500,000 because you a 6'5", 300
No,
pound
I'm giving you
defensive line.
five. No, I'm giving you five to go get some damn sacks, man.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So it ain't a gift. You earned it to some degree. You earned it.
But who is the you that's giving it?
Well,
Who's
right
the
now,
you you're referring to?
the collective is given by the school. Am I correct?
No, it's not the school.
Oh,
It's a
it's like
gift.
the
It's you,
outside.
Alpha. It's
Yeah,
you.
outside.
It's you. It's
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
You
like
are doing it.
And y'all gotta
So
understand,
like
most players do
alumni and stuff like that.
Boosters.
If that's the case, then never mind. My bad.
That's
I
what I'm
thought it
saying.
was
Most
school.
players not even getting NILs. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Lord. I think that's the one thing that a lot of people probably
misconception.
we start getting confused. We start throwing out 500,000, 100,000, 75,000. That's relegated to them 5-star, 4-star high school kids, and then the top transfers.
If that,
Yeah,
like,
and everybody else
not
you ain't getting
that,
paid.
bro.
But it is the head coach that decides who gets that money.
No, he don't decide. He don't decide. He don't decide. He can't decide.
Yeah, but he does. Even though they can't, he does.
I know, but see, I guess that's why I always push back on it, because when we go down this path, we are expecting people to do things that they can't legally do and put a restriction on. It's like we go down this path and we trying to tell Alpha Roo how to work his money and who Alpha Roo want to give his money to, and then we call it a payment, and that ain't it. But I don't want to go down that path. I don't want to do that. But I will say this: I do believe I believe this. I think they should, if the schools NCAA and it's legal, if they can say, if you transfer as an athlete across the board, doesn't matter what sport you play, if you transfer, then if they can make it where you have to repay back what the school gave you, I think that's your only hope in managing it.
Right.
I mean,
That's true.
That's a loan, then. That's a loan.
It's not gonna affect the big time people, but some of the people who ain't getting that, it may slow them down.
Nah, you got to know the risk, bro. It's just like if you put your money out there in the street, stock market investment, you can lose it, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with that. No, I don't want that. What I'm saying is, I think that's the only avenue that they can have under these conditions. So,
I mean, but see, I always bring it back to the coach, because what if the coach leave? If the coach is the for old man said the coach giving out the deals, right? Or he's the guy, right? And the coach up and decides to go to from Liberty to Florida next year. They ain't saying, hey, homie, you set us up with Alpha Roo and you leaving, and he talking about leaving too. You know we're gonna need some of that back.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but see, the reason why I say that, because with coaches though, it's eerily similar to a coach. If a coach leaves, then he has to pay a certain X amount of dollars to get out of the contract. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at it in a way where the universities have some control. The court case already said you can't tell Alpha what to do with his money. You can't do that. So it's the universities and what they control. So to make it kind of close, you say, hey, just like coaches leave, you got to pay the buyout. Same thing with a student.
Yeah, but the school paying that.
Yeah, that's my point. Just like the school paying the scholarship.
That's what I'm saying. It really shouldn't even, man, as much money as they make, man, them niggas need to take a few losses.
No, I mean, bro, I'm 100% behind you. I think that's the only
I see your
option
point.
that they got.
I see what you're trying to go, but I'm just like, hell nah.
Are you concerned with double dipping? Is that what you're concerned with, Raw? Where they just
I ain't concerned with nothing. I don't want nothing to happen. I don't want nothing. I want it to be exactly like it is right now. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to offer, I think, a suggestion to you all who trying to slow down the transferring. I think that's the only thing that they can actually do, because you can't tell Alpha what to do with his money. Alpha ain't the University of Miami.
As the booster?
Yes.
I can't tell that booster to do this money, right? Okay, cool.
Right. You can't do that.
So tell them get it in blood like the Red Cross.
What they could do. So as an athlete, I'm asking the panel. So just trying to figure out a solution. Would you rather get, and we've always had these conversations, would you rather get $50,000 up front or would you rather get 200,000 but spread throughout your time at the school? Meaning, as long as you there every single month, your pot is 200,000 and you're gonna get paid. As long as you complete it and your grades are good, you don't beat nobody, you don't rape nobody, you're gonna keep getting paid. Or if you decide to leave, then you might have left another 50,000 on the table. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think it should just be all up front and whatever happens 2 months down the road it is?
I'd imagine it's kind of like a signing bonus right now. Like I'm gonna give you 40,000 up front, and I'm gonna still give you X amount of dollars per month. I'd imagine that's probably how it's going. I would have to ask some kids, you know what I'm saying, that's playing right now that I know. But if I was playing and it was like either you getting money straight up front and nothing else, I would probably want my money monthly. And I think that's probably more beneficial to the boosters or the donors or whoever's giving the money, because now you didn't just lose out on $100,000, right? It's like, okay, I'm planning on giving you 100,000 or 200,000.
Because if go ahead, Dan, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was about to say, like, so now if you leave, I mean, I paid you for the amount of time that you was here and you left, cool, right? I didn't lose out on nothing. If I gave you 150 up front and then you bounce in 6 months, then now I might feel like I lost out because you left, right? I might feel that way. But if I gave it to you monthly, I might not. It's like, all right, I paid you for your time, right?
Because most of those donors are business owners. So if I was a business owner, I wouldn't mind paying you $2,000 a week, of $3,000-$4,000 a week or whatever it is that is invested in giving you, other than giving you 200 grand at one time.
Right.
Because as a business owner, my business is making the money to pay it weekly. Instead of me going in my bank account and financing 200 grand.
Right. But okay, let me ask you this then, Jones, right? But let's say, like, so we talking about freshmen? Are you speaking from a freshman?
No. I was just speaking in general.
So I'm saying, if whether we talking in general, let's just say we talking freshmen.
Yeah, I think it's easier for this example to go with freshmen, probably.
But in my opinion, they had it right when they had the 1 year. I think the 1 year was just right. I think this is just
too much.
I think this is just a step to make them the contract. Well, you said I think this is just a contract. I think they just trying to make it contract.
No, I agree with that. That's what I was gonna say. I think. Oh, hold up.
Like I don't like you get an undergrad transfer, you get a graduate transfer, then you get a transfer if your coach leaves. Like you really could be in 4 schools in 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I got a question. So why did they change it from the 1 year? Like what? Like
because the court system said they can't.
The court system.
Yeah.
But
what are you talking about? 1 year?
I thought last year when you transfer, you can't transfer to a year. You got to wait a whole year.
No, the court court said
unlimited transfers right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying before they changed it.
You got to be an academic good standing as well.
Yeah, you do got it. Yeah, you got to do that.
So but this is what I was saying. So even if I get a 50, like me, I would want the 50 up front, because it's like if I'm just, so you can tell me I can just wait around a year for the 250. So let's say I red shirt. You still paying me on the promise? I'm asking.
No, Law, you ain't. No, you're not. No, that's the same thing. I think that's similar to what happened to a lot of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the money dry up.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, nigga, give me that shit off the dribble, and then if I produce, keep on hitting me off. But if you threw me to 50 and I ain't had it on business, shit, that's it.
So basically, you're saying you would like the NIL on a year-to-year basis.
No, I'm saying if a school offering me at this point in today's age, I need it up front. I need 100 off the dribble.
And as a school, what do I get back for giving you that?
My commitment, nigga.
And what if you don't choose to stay?
Huh?
What if you don't choose to stay?
What if the coach don't choose to stay? You beat. It is what it is, man.
You do gotta look at that though.
Do what?
It's the same thing.
You do
I
gotta
mean,
look at
But what if the coach stay and you still won't transfer?
appreciate the 100,000.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
You can't do
See
that.
what
Nah,
It's
bruh.
an
It's gotta.
investment.
It's a contract. Got to work both ways.
No, it's an investment. It's just like, listen, however y'all want to play it, we could take it to the street. We could take it to the stock market. You might put 100,000 out there on straight back. You beat. It is what it is. You knew it came with this. You was banking on me doing my thing.
Okay, I got a question though. Why do y'all care so much? I'm gonna take Texas A&M for instance. Why do y'all care so much about the big oil guys losing money? That's what I can't wrap my mind around. Why do y'all care? Who cares if a kid gaffled them for $2 million? Why y'all care that the oil people gonna lose? That oil big business oil lost $2 million. Why do y'all care about that?
Man. This shit for our ancestors. You forgot?
When I think, I'm not thinking of them. I'm thinking of me. If I am the business employer or the owner, I'm thinking of myself. I wouldn't run my business like that.
But you more likely to be the player than to be the business.
Yeah. But I still have a business. It's not on the level of a university, but I still have a business. I know how to run a business. So you know,
oh man, don't give the money.
I'm not capping your pocket. I'm just saying.
Then my school would not win.
There you go.
but that's all a part of it. Like Law mentioned about the gambling. It's like we care about big businesses losing money. Boy, it reminds me so much. I saw Really Flawed over there talk about politics. It reminds me so much of the politics. You know, I ain't trying to take it down, just use it. We get so up in arms. Not us, but people get so up in arms because they think
that's the nigga way of thinking.
You know,
that's the nigga way of thinking.
Old girl over there with 3 kids getting $400 worth of stamps, and we acting like they mooching off the government, but then the big business get corporate welfare, and we don't say a word. So the question is, why do you care whether they lose some money or not? Because it ain't your university.
Raw, I think I said this before. The real reason, and this kind of goes to the question on how do you do it, right? I think one, it does seem like just a lot of people just transferring over and over and over again. So should there be something done about it? Maybe, right? But they had something, right, where you could get one free transfer, and then whatever else happened after that, if you wanted to transfer again, you had to have a real reason, right? I think that worked. Yeah, I think that was cool. But then, like everybody said, the NCAA was kind of getting tired of I got to get a waiver for this. I
don't see y'all complaining when the niggas in the NFL. I don't see y'all complaining when the niggas in the NFL go sign these contracts.
So I'm not even worried about the contracts. I think at this point, again, if they was gonna do that, cool. Maybe you get one free transfer, and then if you wanted to transfer again and want to play immediately, it had to be for a reason. But again, like you said, the court and the NCAA was done with dealing with all that. Too many people, so we out of it. They got out of it, and then it became kind of
people that wanted Tyler Brown to be eligible last year, right?
Right. No, I'm saying. So I think that's where it may have should have stayed like that, but nobody wanted to keep dealing with it. So now it's turned into this, right? Which is cool. But I think the fan perspective, I think the real issue is, as a fan of any team, when you lose a player, it's like, golly, man, I just lost my player.
Yeah, we get it.
And then you say, it's because of the money, right? And it might not even be because of money. Like everybody always immediately NIL killing. It's like, bro, he might have just transferred, just like because his mama moved and he wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want to be there. So I really think that's the issue. I mean, and to the point about can you build a culture, a program? Yeah, it might be a little harder now because people can leave whenever they want. You always get new people in, so you kind of got to get.
But Dale, what is their complaint about? If niggas leave, if they leaving from everywhere around, all the way around the country, right? Everybody get to go in the same pool, right?
Playing field,
everything is equal.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think as from a parent,
I don't understand. Like, I'm not talking about you, but the fan base was crying about why Tyler should be eligible because his coach died in front of all this shit, right? So it's like, if we take the money out of it and we look at other mitigating factors, then we would want our players to be eligible, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to kind of take the
So
money
that's
out
the
of it
same.
anyway
So
and just
yeah,
get
so that's
straight to the transfers.
but that's
Well,
the same loss you would take if a player you liked left. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if the
100%.
NCAA sat this player out and say, "Nah, he can't play. We made a ruling. That's the decision." You gonna feel away. So
Well,
it
see,
is.
I think what ends up happening though, you probably, and it happens again, right? But maybe that player wouldn't have transferred, or maybe whatever would have happened in between may not have happened. So if I wanted to leave and go to Hampton, I wanted to leave Norfolk State and go to Hampton, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to play. I knew it's like, hey, it's 50-50. They might decline it. I might end up staying because I can't risk
But what if I'm
sitting.
miserable there? What if I don't like it? What if it's not a good situation for me?
Then you
What if
got to
my
be
coach?
okay with
What
sitting
if my
potentially,
coach?
right?
What if my coach died in front of me, and I need a fresh start?
Well, hey, you saying again, that's what you had the waivers for. But again, they wanted to get rid of all the waivers, so now you just in the situation where you
Right.
can
So it
transfer
won't be a
willy nilly.
problem.
And the court said they're students.
Yeah,
court
that's why
specifically
you can't
said- they
limit
literally
students.
simply said they're students. There's nothing you can do. If a student can go from Harvard to Columbia, a player can go from Georgia to Alabama.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's simply it. That's really just a simple. And
And
I
again,
agree.
Alpha. So I don't think. Again, I don't think that we all have a real problem. I mean, it does just seem like, dang, this dude transferred again. Like he on his third school in 3 years. Like that does seem excessive. But from a fan perspective, again, if somebody left my team, I'm more mad that they left my team. Like, God dang, I just lost my starting quarterback. Like, oh man, he in the portal. Forget him. But I'm really just mad because my quarterback left.
Well, you
I
ain't
really,
in your
really,
pocket.
really don't care. You know what I'm saying? That
How much you
everybody
care?
transferring.
You care enough to go in your pocket and make sure he stay?
I mean, some of them do.
Hell no.
Some of
Okay,
them do.
then. I don't want to hear that
But
shit.
just like
I
Jonah
don't
says
want to
all
hear
the
nothing
time.
about your feelings, nigga.
No, I'm
Just
saying,
like
but I think that's what it really is. That's what it comes down
Because,
to.
Right, man, but
because for one, I don't have the money to pay them niggas for one.
Right. And you don't care that much. You don't. But
Yeah.
Jonas says it all the time. LSU, all these teams. It's only a problem when your team can't win games.
Yeah.
None of this matters if you winning. There's a lot of teams winning in the same environment.
LSU don't have to advertise the collective and all that. That's them people who know.
Right. Or put this on Twitter.
Yeah, they don't have to do that shit. I ain't never seen it before.
So if your team was winning, you'd be like, I don't care what the system is. I know we winning. We'll figure it out. That's simply it. That's what it is. Like Texas.
Yeah. We just found out over a losing program right now.
And that's the deep part. The deep part is that no matter what's going on, I don't care if nobody hit the portal this offseason, but they ass went 3-9, y'all still gonna be mad.
Yeah. And let me hear from. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, my bad. That's really.
I was gonna give really flawed opportunity. Let me hear from you, really.
Gonna get on you.
My first thing I would like to comment on is, can you explain to me why we have a thumbnail of women and y'all didn't talk about women not one time? This is clickbait.
It's men in that picture. It's men in that
Alpha
picture.
brought up the strippers and the hoes.
Oh no!
Oh my
But I asked to talk about the
Really?
strippers, and y'all didn't carry on. So this is clickbait. This is
No,
clickbait.
there's men in that picture. There are men in that picture.
I thought it was somebody sitting in the stands. I thought it was
They
people
are
sitting
sitting in the stands. They had I think, is it Hampton? They had a HBCU football game.
Okay.
Okay,
Clickbait.
yeah.
You get me to come watch this thinking. Anyways, I will say that I think it's interesting that we're blaming. What I really think is happening is the people on this panel that are arguing for organizations and big corporations to win are the people who are worried about this changing football. And so instead of arguing your point that you're worried about the impact on the game and the impact of football, you're arguing for these big corporations to have more control. And I think when you do that, you're leaving the students handicapped. Because if they have zero power and they can't do things, they are going to be taken advantage of like they've been taken advantage of for the past decades. And so all of this was set in place so that these student athletes could make money. I think the problem is that we need to figure out a way where they can make money and do what they need to do, and that we're okay with it as fans, because we have a problem with it. We're not in it. We're not benefiting. We're not anything. But these kids, they should make money. They should have been making money a long time ago. And if I go apply for a job right now and they say, you know, I'm going to pay you $250,000 a year, but another job calls me and says $375,000 a year, I'm leaving. So why can't these kids do that? Like, this is the real world.
So my question is, why do you think our perspective is taking the owner side or the corporation side?
Because you want them to be able to put people under contracts.
Just like any broadcaster would be under contract. It's the same.
They're not broadcasters, though. They're the guys that you're actually watching for entertainment. You're not
broadcasters we watch for entertainment.
You're not broadcasters.
Yeah, Stephen A. You know, the people we watch commentate just like we're doing here is for entertainment. So right,
but what I'm saying is, when you watch a football game and you sit down in the stands or at home or in the bar or wherever you watch games, when you sit there, you're not signing up to see Stephen A. or hear the broadcasters. You're there to watch those guys play football.
But when I watch ESPN, I'm watching specific shows for that talent. So
we're comparing apples to oranges. That's my whole thing, though. That you're making an argument to make your point valid, but that's not why you watch football. When you sit down and you watch the field, you're watching players. You're not watching the broadcasters. You're not watching the coaches. You're watching the players. So you're getting free entertainment off them, and then you want to put them in contracts.
Artists are in contracts. Players are in contracts. Professional athletes are in contracts. Well, I don't understand why it's not clear.
Artists aren't. If artists were athletes, we would call athletes artists. We're calling them athletes.
But do you understand there are professional athletes that are under contract, right?
But they're not professional athletes.
That's the problem. They're students.
But this is the thing. They're going to have to be classified this way in order to be under a contract, is what I'm saying.
They don't. No, they don't. You're making a rule legally. That doesn't have to exist. That's why I'm saying, like, you're wanting to implement things to control the athletes.
Not to control the athlete.
Then what are you trying to control?
I'm not trying to control anything. I'm trying to come up with the best possible situations for both sides.
By controlling the athlete.
No, it's not controlling the athlete.
So listen, check this out. If the athletes always win, don't you think the corporation gonna stop giving them money?
That's not how the world works, though.
Huh?
I think it kind of is. I mean, you can take away the money in this.
Has anyone been an independent contractor?
If they take away the money, then.
But guys, okay. We know how this works. We watch the game, and because we're watching these players play, companies are paying billions and billions of dollars to get access to that entertainment. So if that entertainment doesn't exist anyway, then no money's coming in. I feel like we're convoluting a bunch of things that aren't actually happening together. We watch sports to watch players. Because we watch the sports, the TV deals come in, and so that's one avenue of money. The other avenue of money is these big donors set in big rooms, and they want to be funding a program that's winning so they can talk trash to their rich homeboys. That's a different money stream. That's all I'm saying. I think we're trying to talk about all of this. It's not the same. This is different entities of money coming in from different ways. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're talking about what's actually going on right now. I'm talking about what I would want to see. I think that's where the difference is between what you think I'm talking about.
No, what I heard you say is you said you want there to be contracts and rules and regulations, 2-year contract potentially, where the players have to live up to their contract. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Right. But I also agree with you. They would actually have to be an employee. You're right on that. But now you're dealing with who's paying them. Ross says that all the time. If they become an employee, the school don't want to pay these players. They don't want to deal with that. There's a whole lot of workers' comp. There's a whole lot of other stuff. So who's going to be paying them? The coaches can't be paying them and playing them. So who's paying them as an employee? Who will be the employer?
Well,
you can't do it that way.
Well, what the contracts that this new group is trying to come up with the new league, Super League, and all that stuff, they're trying to make it basically like the players are getting paid percentages from the deal, the broadcast rights deal. So technically,
That's because the entertainment though.
Yeah, technically it would be the broadcast deal that would be paying the players.
But I got a question for you, old man. So I feel what you're saying, and as a fan, you would love for you to recruit a kid and they stay 4 years and they win the Heisman Trophy. In this environment, it can happen. Some people can navigate that, but most of the times it doesn't happen like that. Caleb Williams did not start at USC. So why is it? My question to the panel is, why is it so bad for freedom of movement? Why is it bad? I don't know why it's bad. Some coaches are going to navigate it better. It kills
the product on the field.
I think Georgia looks good. I think they look. I thought Michigan looked great last year.
Georgia ain't been living in the transfer portal either.
Well, give me. Okay, well, Jonas, give me a program.
Georgia ain't been living in the transfer portal.
But that's the point.
Give me a program that killed though, Jonas. Where you say that killed that program.
It hasn't happened yet. You can't talk to it. That's why I came up and said the first thing I said is that's the fear. Everyone's trying to protect college football as they know it. And they're concerned that this is going to be a bigger impact on the product that they're watching on the field.
Hold on. I got a list for you. Hold on, I'm about to grab it.
I just don't understand why a contract, if they're considered classified as employees, why do you consider that a bad thing? I just
no.
Hey, wait, hold on. Let me jump on that. Let me jump on that first.
It's a contract.
Yeah, hold on. I'll let you. Let me jump on that first because me and old man argue this all the time. Okay, first off is this. Fundamentally, whoever is the individual, in my history of being on this planet Earth, whoever the restriction is placed on has never been in their best interest. I have yet to find that. So now moving on, because I, as a player, don't cap me. Do y'all know that if the NFL Players Union could have what these college kids got, bro, they'll give a kidney for that. Why would you take away?
A perfect example of what the school the transfer portal has killed. Well, not killed, but their program has seen a steady decline in the last 4 years. Clemson, a perfect example.
They don't use the portal though.
Dabo don't use the portal.
But because he feels that it doesn't work, so he's not using it.
That's his fault.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I guess it's this philosophy how you look at it. I don't like it. I like it. But I feel like it's too loose. I don't like it, but it's too loose, bro. Like it's no rules. Them niggas can just leave, sign today, get the money, leave tomorrow. That's phoning them.
So let me ask you this. So you'll get a championship in that season Joe Burrow and them did back to have it how you want it?
No, hell no, I wouldn't give it back.
Okay, so you can't have it both ways.
But at the same time, you know how many people we lost? Lost for that?
Everybody lost though. If everybody losing something, bro, I mean,
no DB room.
So my question is, college is about preparing these students for the real world, right? Really fault. Where in the real world is someone just going to give you money and you can do whatever you want with it and there's nothing you have to do for it?
Oh man,
we're in the real world.
If you actually think that that's real, if that's true though, we can't have a conversation about it.
No, I said supposed to.
Well, but
it's not supposed to prep you.
So that's a disingenuous question because that's not real.
They don't pay you,
right? Like
they
that's
don't
not
pay
real.
You. But hold on, time out. You get paid for what you've already done.
Yeah.
The sports. So if you're paying me, it's because I've already became a 5-star. So I already did what you needed me to do. I don't need to do nothing else. The fact that I'm a 5-star, you paid me. Okay, I did it.
How long does that last though?
Well, as long as you keep paying me, it's gonna last. That's on you. You ain't gotta pay me. I can go to the other school. You don't have to pay me.
And that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. How long is that system going to work like that?
It's going to work because talent always gets paid. Talent always gets paid. Talent always gets paid. It's going to constantly work. And if that's the system, it's those coaches that aren't lazy that learn how to navigate it. The lazy coach don't want it to happen. The lazy coach does not want this. They want to recruit a kid and keep them there as long as they. I remember it was a time where the coach had to sign the paper for you to transfer, and then they can put on the paper what school you can't go to.
I feel like that's not lazy. I feel like that's hard to keep.
No.
Listen, like right now, as of today, Clemson have zero interest into the transfer pool. You know how hard it is to hold all them dudes in one school?
That's true. But then you know what he does?
He don't have nobody in the transfer portal.
But he grinds his ass on them high school recruits.
Hey, Johnny, would you accept that in your everyday life?
What you mean?
Like, so you got a trucking company, right? So let's say you're dealing with this particular company, right? And you got a good relationship with the boss, but this company over here is saying, hey, Jonas, we heard what you're doing over there. Hey, we're going to take care of you. We're going to put that number you getting 2 times it. We got to have you. And Buddy say, oh, Jonas, you welcome to go. But, you know, I like you so much, I can't allow you to go over there. There's no way I could possibly do that. So you just stay here with me, and next year I'll consider
it. Right.
But that's different though. Y'all look at that. Y'all trying to cross over business and real world. Bro.
We talking business.
But that's business. That's business. That's what this
is a business.
Yeah, we haven't that's what I don't think I think that's what we're scared of is like this is a business. It is a business.
I'm not against them getting paid though.
I'm not saying you would get paid.
I just feel like everybody should.
But I'm saying even in that case, you would still be the talent, correct? You Mr. Get It Done, right?
Yeah,
like
I'm moving the shit. Yeah, that's
right. So I'm saying, so the football players, that's the one that's moving the. It ain't the coach getting out there. It ain't the nigga crying on TV after the game. See what I'm saying? And then I'll say this. This is my last point about it. Like, but they don't complain when the NFL players sign these contracts. When we talking contracts, right? And you sign for $100 million and you get 85 guaranteed in 3 years, you tell your ACL, and they say, hey, we ripping that shit up, homie. That money we was talking about, we can't give it to you.
But you get a buyout, though.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Your signing bonus is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, now the bonus, the bonus is
guaranteed. The bonus, that's the upfront.
Yeah,
but your whole contract isn't.
Yeah,
your whole contract.
You ain't walking out
I've been playing for free at least. If I'm a kid and I've been playing 20 years for free. My body gonna be fucked up.
You talking about your park ball days?
Yeah, all that shit count. I gotta get paid for all of it. All of it gotta count. And then think about it, bro. You gonna have look at Shannon Sharp. Hip, as much money as he got, hip, feet, prime. Look at prime. Feet toe up.
Broke up.
He down about to lose a leg from playing ball. Yeah. Nigga, I gotta have it. You got it. Give it up, nigga. I need it.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic because I agree with everybody on the panel because I think we all recognize what I'm saying is it's a delicate topic because you don't want to be looked at as some damn overseer of property because they're not property. They literally 17, 18, 19-year-old young adults. I'm not gonna say kids anymore, but young adults, and they should have
the price.
Huh?
Who negotiates the price?
My skills.
It matters. It matters.
The bill.
The house.
Like what's like? How do you get a feel of the market for a 4-star quarterback? Like, what's the market for?
You learn. Just like a startup. Just like a startup doesn't know. You have to learn. You have to figure it out.
You have to see what other kids are getting. And then there's some situations where the money don't matter. Some kids have always wanted to go to LSU.
True.
And they say, I don't care. Just give me a little something, but I'm coming to LSU, coach, because this is where I've always wanted to be. So sometimes I'm gonna tell you this, even in the pros, some players don't go to the team that give them the most money. Some of them just feel like I just want to stay with Dallas. I'm gonna give you a hometown deal because I don't feel like moving my family. So everything is negotiable, and the reason why a kid stays and the reason why a kid leaves is not simply the money, and it's not even simply the playing time. There's a lot. He might feel like he's getting developed, and he understands that, I didn't start because I got a dog in front of me. But you can't tell me I didn't start if I ain't got no dog and we ain't winning games. Right. Then we got a problem here. Something's wrong. So that's
and then y'all gotta understand, man. Once you graduate or you out of eligibility, they through with you, nigga. They ain't reaching back.
They done with you. They done.
Like,
With
unless you in the league or something, but other than that, they not. Hey man, Jonas, man, I just called, man. I hear you got big things going down there in Louisiana with the truck, man. They fuck you. You produce or you didn't. We cool. We'll never hear from you again. And guess
Like,
what they gonna
let's-
send
so
you? They
what-
gonna send you.
so
They
what
gonna
if-
send you an alumni email talking about donate.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. So that alumni that gave 5-star Eric Brantley that money in December, how he feeling today?
Who
Like
cares,
you finna go get a new bag.
or he want to know what's going on down here in Colorado.
Hey, I don't know, man.
Who cares about that guy?
But which okay, let me, Jonas, you a football savant, right? What
Because
you think-
I'm just a fan of fair business.
But
that ain't fair business.
So what's his
But
chances of?
that's business. Business isn't fair.
Yeah.
There's no fair business. What is that?
But what's happened?
Amazon is $1 billion organization and pays their employees next to nothing to come deliver packages. I'm waiting for 2 packages today. Those people aren't getting paid their fair share. Business isn't fair.
But what we're talking about right now in this current format is not a true business. True business is not being operated.
How?
So did the kid complete his requirement? He got paid. I came to the school. That's it. I don't like this shit, and I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else. He wouldn't have got paid if he didn't come to Colorado, would he? He did what he's supposed to do. He got paid. He got paid. He came. Now, the question that the booster would say is, what the fuck is going on? I'm not gonna keep giving y'all money and y'all can't keep the talent.
That's the point I'm making. That's the
So,
money gonna stop.
but this is the thing. But this is the
That's
thing.
the point. That's the point. That's what I was saying. The money gonna stop.
No. The money ain't gonna stop if you still winning. The money's gonna stop if you're losing. That whole situation can happen at LSU, at Georgia, but the boosters are still gonna pay that money because they winning games. But your ass can't be losing talent, and your ass can't be losing games. That's what you're right. The money's gonna stop because of losing. Hell, I'm gonna tell you this: if nobody left, if I paid you $1 million to every single player that you wanted out of high school, but your ass went 1-11, I promise you, the boosters are still gonna say, "I ain't paying you no more money because you can't evaluate talent because you're not winning games."
Because you got to be paying all these sorry ass dudes.
Right? What the hell is this?
Yeah, and I think you all looking at. I think, in my opinion, I think you all are that's trying to say these billionaires. I think you're kind of looking at it wrong because it's gambling. That's simply what they're doing. They're giving money, right, in order to make themselves feel good for a particular product. It's no different. You go play on the dice table at the casino. This ain't work. This is not their job. This is not their investing in how they make money. All this money they're giving away, no return, no financial return they're getting back. They may get some tax write-off, and depending on what state you in, because they ain't everywhere, but depending on what state you in, you may get a tax write-off, fine, but this is strictly throwing good money at bad business. It's straight up. That's all, bro. It's basically I meet up with my billionaire homeboys, the school I went to. Hey, I can get in your face. We got you.
Yeah,
that's all this for, bro.
Yeah, this is wearing the Meek in the summer.
That's it.
Let you know. I got it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It ain't nothing else to it than that.
Club and smoke your cigars with all your little friends and talk about the access you got and who you paid for and who your guy is. And it's like betting on a horse, unfortunately. Yeah. Why gave him this? And let's see what he produces. Well, your guy sucked. My guy's still here. Like this is what they do. I mean, and I'm speaking.
One sentence you guys say it's a business, and the other sentence you say, "Oh, it's a country club. We just."
Because
college football. Which one is it?
Wait, hold on. College football. Wait.
I was just about to say that.
College football is a business, but the donor portion is not. Don't confuse the two. So that's what that is. You know what I mean?
You're not getting a return on the investment, other than to say I paid for that.
You might get your name on a building. You might, you know what I'm saying? They might name a street middle of the campus, give you that name. You might get that, but
Right. It's just like when they email you, old man from your school, whatever one you graduated, and they say, "Hey, old man, good to see you. How you doing? Send us some money." What you think you about to get out of that? A thank you letter?
So I don't know if y'all watched that Senate thing they had with Nick Saban and all that stuff. They were saying that a lot of the not the NIL, the collectives actually had stipulations in there where it's like they had like, I don't know the exact terminology, but they had like restrictions on the money they were donating. So they're just not willy-nilly just throwing money out there. So it's a lot of stuff going on within those contracts that guarantee these people that are donating that they get some kind of return on their money.
Oh man, but you already know that it's no different than a person giving the hospital some money, but they put stipulations in the money that's given. It's called donations. That's what people do.
They're basically putting players in their own contracts, is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's fine because they're giving the money away.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I like, bro, man, if I donate, I can donate to a museum if I got that type of money, but I can also stipulate in my donations how I want them to use the money.
But they're saying these players have to pay a percentage back of their total earnings throughout a certain length of time. You want that for the players? That's not a good thing.
Don't sign it.
Hold on. Hey, guess what?
Don't sign a deal.
Don't sign it.
That's more or less like an NIL deal.
But the collectives, there's many of these collectives that are doing that behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about.
Right, but that's there is illegal though.
But even if it was though, law, don't sign it. If you got that life, guess what? All right, fine. The school down the street, he'll give it to me without the restriction.
Right. Or even if it's a little less, I'm not gonna give you my future gains. Yeah, I mean, but
why would I do that? That's insane.
I'm confused. I don't understand why people think I'm siding with billionaires. I'm actually, my argument's for the players, but whatever.
No. I ain't
say that.
But the people in the comments that confused because they don't understand the intricacies.
Jonas,
they don't understand the
intricacies. Tell them about the comments, Jonas. Tell them about the comments, Jonas. Get it.
I'm 5 feet away from my phone, man. I don't give a damn about no comment.
Tell them about the gun line. Tell them about the gun line. Hey, that's the comments. Don't even worry about the comments.
Hey,
I love the conversation.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's a dangerous world down there.
Because it's a conversation that people that get paid to figure this out can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Well, they can, and the reality is they did figure it out. They said instead of us trying to figure out how to put people in the box, let's just open the gate. And if you want to let you do what you want to do and let the system work itself out. Some coaches are going to win. Some coaches are going to lose. Some fan bases are going to be happy. Some fan bases are not. Let's just make it even. That's the only way we can make it an even playing field and just let it all be free. Anybody can leave when they want to leave. Anybody can stay when they want to stay. That's the purest system, to be honest with you. That's as pure as it can be.
Bro, honestly, it's true capitalism.
True capitalism. Yep.
There it is.
It's the purity. There it is right there.
But like I always say, it's just everybody's cool with it until it impacts the things you like, until it impacts the things you enjoy. Now you're like, hold on a second. But this has been happening in other spaces.
Right. What Law Dog said, you eat what you kill. Eat what you kill.
And I also agree with your point, Rawhide. If the NFLPA could come together and get this in a sec, they would sign that deal right now. Remote. Like they could be in practice. They would go to their lockers and sign the deal. But they can't get this deal because they're not willing to hold out and come together. That's a whole different conversation. But this is what everybody wants. You want a free market.
So what if a player, okay, I'll sign to your school. He gets the money. Right when he gets the money, leaves and go to another school. You think that's okay?
It's fine with me because
it stays a day. Stays a day.
Okay, I would be perfectly fine with it because I'm hoping that if I got that kind of money, I also understand what I'm getting into. So I know that can happen. Bro, you just charge to the game.
Right. But
wait, a player you give him $50,000 and then right when they receive the $50,000, they enroll enroll into another school.
Okay,
So
I get it now. I get it now.
Are you okay with that?
No.
Old man is kind of
that just happened
He's
today.
looking at the emotional standpoint.
No.
You looking at that. You like, is your feelings gonna be hurt because they gaffled you? The deal is you can't get gaffled if you know the rules of the gaffling. I can't get mad. I can't get mad as no one owes you anything when you're giving money away.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Don't nobody owe me. Bro,
This is silly talk to
if I
me.
get Jonas $100, but I know that there is no expectation of him giving it back. I think the idiots are mad when if he smoke it.
Bruh, when you're doing like, say you're doing promotions, you're doing a club and you're paying your talent, right? There's a reason why they do.
But now they working for him. But see, that's different. That's totally different. That's totally different.
But see, okay, the deal. This the deal. The other deal is there's a lot of moving parts. You guys are strictly looking at it as a kid comes to the school. When a kid comes to the school, there's a lot of things besides the football team. He got to enroll in classes. He got to be able to academically qualify for the school. There's a lot of different things that go on. It got to be the transfer portal. There's a window going on. So all of these things, if he wants to do that and he wants to get to a school, by the time he finds out that he doesn't want to go to that school and he just takes the money, he stays for one day. Now, okay, where he gonna go? There's a lot of moving parts. It's not that simple. It's not that. I think you think it's apartment shopping when we're talking about home shopping. When you buy a home, it's harder to get out of that home than it is to get out of that apartment. That's what it's not what you're talking. You're making it sound like I don't like this apartment. I'm gonna go to the one across the street. No, it's more like I bought this home. I signed my national letter of intent. I did all of this stuff just for me to move and go. It's gonna take a lot longer than just next day. Let me change my mind. You feel me?
Yeah. I also think I think the equivalent though would be you go place a bet on a team to win, and then you find out that team's starting quarterback isn't playing 30 minutes before the game. You don't get to go take the money back. You decided to place the bet. You took a chance. You rolled the dice.
That's it.
But he's now out. What do? You can't go back to the booth at Vegas and be like, hey, but I didn't know he was going to be out. Give me my money back. No, they're like, bruh, this is the game. This is the game.
But it literally just happened today. With,
you paid your money.
But if you still win, if your team still wins, you're not even tripping.
Right.
You're not tripping. You still won the bet.
Yeah.
Right. If you trust your coach and you trust what he's doing, you understand this is the nature of the beast. So I'm gonna help him out a little bit. I don't want the kid to leave, but I know this is how we win games.
And then you also paying for that access to be in the know.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sideline, all that stuff.
Yeah, it just happened with Arizona. They just lost a running back to Ole Miss.
Who?
Is it the guy that
Ja'Cory Crosby from New Mexico State, 1,000-yard rusher? He was committed to Arizona, and just now he flipped to Ole Miss.
Oh, the flipping happens. We've seen that. We see the flipping.
Hey, no, I think, her moments, I think she, you know what I'm saying, kind of piggyback on what really Flaw said. Yeah, I think that's even more valid. I spent $1,000 go to the NBA game. Next thing I know, LeBron and AD said, I can't go get my money back. Hey, I just did the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all interesting stuff. Right now, they're basically freelancers, so which is cool.
But wait, hold on. But because of the conversation we had before, oh man, I do understand your point, and I know where you're coming from because we talked about it before. They burned you, and you kind of bitter about it, and I get it.
No, in that scenario, I wouldn't even be worried about the companies. I would just be like, yeah, go ahead. But I'm thinking more as someone who's been through everything, a parent, and I know how naive I was at that age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah, I get it, bro.
I also, old man, like just so you know, like I hear what you're saying. I think that's why I always said I always think the bigger issue here is the lack of education for these students to understand how they can make the system work for them. That's the part to me that I feel like is not talked about enough. They don't understand how to play this political game. They don't understand what it's like to be the asset, to be the person, to work a system, so they are at a disadvantage in that regard. And I think that's a different, in my personal opinion, that's a different issue because they don't even know what they need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the parents don't know.
Right. And so that's, and to me, that's another reason why it scares me when you said like contracts and stuff like that, because I'm like, so we're talking to people that might not already know anything, and now they're going to sign a contract. They don't even know what they're going to be locked in for. I just like it's handicapping them more than it is helping them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I talked about this so much with Raw, I thought you knew that my perspective was that the contracts would be negotiated through a players' union. It wouldn't be individually. I thought that was understood.
Yeah, no, I mean, but even then, I mean, well, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, okay. And I agree with your point. Me saying I wasn't going to say anything isn't because I don't agree with your point. It was something else.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, what's up, BP?
Yo, what's up, man? What's up?
No, man. You
Yeah,
got
I
the
heard
phone
you tell.
right. You was just sitting
Yeah,
there in
man.
limbo.
I had a new phone, so I didn't have my mic and all that shit set up. So I was still getting it set up while driving 100 miles an hour down the road. Yeah, I did it. Hey, look, man, it's an interesting conversation. I don't know where I fall on that conversation. Everybody made some good arguments either way. I mean, it is kind of the wild, wild west with everybody kind of moving around, but at the same time, everybody made great points about, giving these kids the freedom to not be stuck in a barrel just because. I don't know where I sit on that after hearing all these great arguments.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, facts.
And we try to create topics that at least we can
mean,
think about.
So when you say you don't know where you sit, where do you agree with old man at?
I mean, an old man's perspective in terms of, having some mechanism to just not make it a free for all in terms of, somebody showing up, get the bag, next day they roll out. I mean, I can see that argument, but at the same time, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to execute it in terms of, contractual agreements and the liability and all that stuff. And I think it was Rawhide just said early on that the college don't want no part of that. But at the same time, they in the business of making money off these kids. So, and educate them at the same time. So I think they probably should have some responsibility in it if they're going to profit off of it. Otherwise, I was thinking this on the way back, y'all probably going to laugh. Hey man, maybe they need to separate some of these sorts of sports from the college and make it like a farm team. You can still go to college, but your job is going to play football for a corporation or organization designed to do just that.
I got you.
And if the college wants money off of it, then they're gonna have to get involved. They're gonna have to, be an investor or whatever the hell they're gonna have to do to help make money. But you're gonna have to structure it, or I think in the short run, these kids are getting. What?
I mean, sports is what power these universities. So the fact that you.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So I'm saying, to have any separation is kind of like football built this Scientology, this psychology, the business. Yeah, football built that. That's
no, I ain't lying. Hey, look, Law Dog. I know it's ridiculous to say it. I know the colleges they're in the prime seat right now, right? They're getting the money. They don't have to pay nobody. I mean, why would they get that up?
Well, because but all I'm saying is y'all have seen it the other way for the most part. You already seen that story,
right?
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't have no silver bullet for it. But I think everybody's right, if I'm hearing everybody correctly, that I don't think we can continue down this path and have the product be any good for long term. And, I don't know if it was Alpha. I always mess up your name, Alpha. My apologies, bro.
But you just say Alpha.
But yeah, I think it was you that said earlier that oh man, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I think the situation where I think it was you or somebody was that are established right now, and I think Just Jen made a great point. Something I would have said is, yeah, I mean they're great right now. I said that the other day. They got a buffer that they're 100 miles ahead of every other team in terms of the old boy system and what they built on. But as of when these deals start going, that's when they start crumbling, believe it or not. You may not see it now, but if it continues down the path it's going to continue, these dynasties are going to start having a level playing field. And that's good for the kids. That might be good for the game. Might be good for the game, might be good for the kids, but in the long run, these dynasties they're gonna lose their advantage at some point if we continue down the path we're going.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be good for the game because when I first started watching the show, they were talking about depth. I said it's not gonna be good for the game because when I first started watching the show, they were talking about depth. So if you got motherfuckers going from here to there every year, nobody's gonna have depth.
Yeah, they is.
But this is the thing, right? No matter what happens, I remember a time period. I can't hear this. Somebody's car. I remember a time period.
VP, you need to mute. Oh, that was still.
I remember a time period where Georgia was not the dominant team. So dynasties rise and dynasties crumble. Somebody else pops up. Another team pops up. That's just what it happens. Even if nothing changed, I promise you, Alabama and Georgia was not going to dominate football for the next 50 years. They was going to have their run, and they was going to have some low times and some high times.
Right.
So that's going to happen regardless of whatever we do, whether it's a free system or a strict system. Some teams are going. I remember when Alabama was some hot garbage. Alabama wasn't good back in the days. When I was growing, they wasn't always good, but there's going to be some ups. Even Texas. Willie Flaw just dealt with that. Texas was not that good 7 years ago.
Yeah, I just think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll hop in real quick. So Law Dog, you said we've seen it the other way. So we've seen it the other way, and we've recently seen it the other side for the players. But we haven't yet to see a true partnership between players and the university. So that's what I'm talking about.
I doubt you ever see it.
Right. And I think the best partnership is freedom. I think that's the best partnership.
And then my thing is, for everybody that's talking about players coming and going, y'all act like it's not the NFL draft and free agency area. Shit always coming and going there. The mainstays is the mainstays.
Right.
Like same thing, same principle, same concept. And trades. Let's not forget trades.
And for the most part, the top dogs are not hitting that portal. For the most part, the top dog is not hitting the portal.
Yeah, building your entire roster out of portal is a losing strategy. But I don't want to get into that. Let me just say this.
There you go.
No. I think I want to talk about something Jonas mentioned about the money drying up, because I think y'all work with me here. I think because the donations come, and we just strictly talking about the collective here. The donations come, and I guess a two-part question. Donations come, but the donors are not getting any financial benefits from it.
My bad. I'm balling on the budget over here.
How long do you all think that is sustainable? And my second question is this: let's just say, for instance, that Old Man's right. They do a partnership, right? When they earn income through football, through revenue generating sports, that pays for the whole department, right? Generally the whole athletic department. So how does a university be able to maintain their current status quo under that system? So it's two questions there. The first one is, do you think the money can dry up? Because I can see a world where it'll thin out. And then the second question is, if they do get some type of agreement, who's going to have to suffer through that agreement?
Well, the university is the one who has to take the hit because
No, listen, both. A good deal is when both people feel like they got burned. That's how you know it's a good deal. When you feel like, man, I could have got more, and when you feel like, man, I should have charged them more. That's a good deal.
I can agree with that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's a
So,
good deal.
but so some schools they have to lose the gymnastics team. Some of them gonna have to lose if you go old man route. So I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying, your cheer squad might be gone, your baseball team may be shot. I mean,
why would they have to lose the team?
Because if you're saying you're gonna make some agreement, that means that agreement is coming from the university. See, it's easy to talk about it now because the university ain't giving them no money. So once we go to the agreement like you're referring to, the university is now coughing up these umpteen millions of dollars yearly to pay the players. In addition to that, you're probably gonna have to pay the other athletes too due to Title IX. Now, right? So now, what about the other sports?
I'm like, if they can pay for them now, why can't they pay for them in any situation? Is my comment.
Because all sports don't make money.
Yeah, but they don't make money now. So, but the money still is being provided to them.
But that's why I said Pacific Sports are carrying universities, programs, and everything else around it.
Yeah, so why would they have to stop carrying those other sports?
Because everything has to be equal.
The money.
You're saying you have to pay the athlete the same amount. Okay, I get what you're saying.
No, it ain't even got to be the same amount. What I'm saying is, when let's just say Colorado, the money that they get in, that they generate from football, pays the rest of the sports. But under yours, right? Under your thought, it ain't collective. The collective ain't paying the players no more. Guess what? The university is filling the tab now. So now that they filling the tab, what does Colorado got to lose?
Hey, who mic glitching?
Yeah, somebody mic is glitching. You see what I'm saying? So now what other sports are you willing to give up to make this agreement work? Which is why my argument that the university don't want to do it. But so is that what you're willing to do?
Kind of doing by giving full scholarships,
right?
Because they still gonna want, like, if I'm a soccer player and football and baseball again, they gonna want the same pay, and if they don't get it,
right. So you got to pay them.
Right.
And you got to play your football players.
Right.
Remember, the school ain't paying the football players.
Hey, Raw Dog. Oh, Raw, is Coach Hayes still on?
No.
Okay.
So that's
I was listening.
my question.
Nah, but the reason why I brought that up, I was listening to the show the other day, and a dude called in and he said, "Look," and I didn't fully understand the perspective, but Coach Hayes got real excited about it. He essentially said, the guy that called in and said, "Well, look, why don't we do this? Why don't we just have walk-ons I didn't think he said everybody, but I think he said have some people walk on and pay their full tuition and then do it like that."
They do
that. Coach Hayes got right. Well, I said they doing that now, but Coach Hayes got real excited about it. I'm like, am I missing something? But I think what I took from that is maybe the majority of the folks that are coming on versus giving them, paying them, I guess, a different way. You just pay their college tuition off. But I'm thinking that's what is going on now. So I couldn't understand why he was excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly the whole conversation on it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. They're doing that now. They're doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, that's the scholarship program. Essentially, just call it something else. But it would seem to be some benefit in terms of the liability where if they walked on or they came in as a walk-on, and if you paid their scholarship or paid their tuition as a walk-on, it was different.
Right.
Versus a scholarship.
So I think the person probably said something like Travis Hunter. We know he's a star. He gets NIL. He might even get collective. They say take him off a scholarship and just let him get paid, and he can pay his own tuition, and maybe that might free up some. I don't know.
I think to play school though.
What'd you say?
Right, but that's what I'm saying is you support that idea because now it's starting to make sense. If I walk on and right, but if I'm getting money,
you're not here to paint the walls.
Right, but what I'm saying though, if I get money in my pocket before I hit school for the NIL, whatever, for my full tuition, and I don't come in as a scholarship student. I'm trying to think of what's the benefit of that. I mean, it sounds like it might be something to that, but I can't figure out
No,
what
but
it is.
It ain't nothing to it, brother.
Right. So
Okay.
coaches don't like that, and the reason why is because the top players, they want them on scholarship. Because if you're on scholarship, then obviously there are some things that you're required to do because you are on scholarship.
Right.
Students that aren't on scholarship, like if you have an academic scholarship and you just happen to be a football player, and then you become the starting quarterback, I've seen this in real life. You become the starting quarterback and they're relying on you. They'll ask the school, can we put him on a football scholarship and take away the academic scholarship because we don't need him to make the decision like, I don't want to play no more and I can still go to school, stay at school. I've seen that in real life.
Oh, and I see. I did not even know they could do that. I didn't know they could take it out. I thought you just had both of them.
No. They're
only
not gonna
one.
double pay it. No, they're not gonna. You can now. They can split it where half of it's academic and half of it's athletic. But if you that do, whether it's track and field, volleyball, or whatever, they want you on an athletic scholarship so they can. I don't want to say put their thumb on you, but
Yeah, they want absolute control over you.
right, and they know you can't just quit because now if you just quit. If you are academic only, your ass is still in school. You can chill. You be like, I'm still going to school for free.
Okay, so you can keep the external scholarships and grants.
Yeah. Like if you
Okay,
got
all right
some
then. Okay,
neighborhood,
okay.
like if you're a left-handed, if you're a left-handed Indian
Okay.
person, yeah,
All
you
right
keep
then.
them.
Yeah. I thought you could
Left-handed
keep.
No, for real, they real life got scholarships for that.
They got scholarships like that. They do.
Right.
They do.
Man,
Left-handed
what?
Indian person. A left-handed Indian.
Right, but
Man, I'm about
ain't that what we're doing now with the NIL junk? I mean, with the portal? Can't they do that now? I mean, can't they leave now?
BP, what you talking about?
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm saying, I mean, what Alpha just described in terms of them, the college wanting to, keep them on scholarship so that they can't change their mind. In the era we're in now with the transfer portal, can't they do that now?
Yeah, but they can't quit and still go to school for free. If they want an athletic scholarship, they literally can quit and just go to school. If they want to stay, let's say they're at Florida State. They say, you know what? I'm tired of these coaches yelling at me. I just want to finish up my schooling. Oh, I don't have to play football no more. I can just go to school and enjoy myself and go to all the homecomings and the parties. They don't want
But hold
that.
on, Alpha. But hold on, Alpha. Now let's put some business in it, right? So let's say you over 18, right?
Right.
And I'm a company. I see that you're a star student, star athlete, and I say, look here, man. It's legal now. Here's 100,000, but you got to play for this school. You're gonna sign this contract before you go to school. Here's $100,000.
Now that's something, but that's a little different though. You telling me you talking about the collective of saying I'm gonna give you 100,000?
But those deals.
Nah, I'm NIL. I ain't no collective. I'm NIL. I want your name and likeness.
You can't do it. It's not. You can't do it. Like I was looking at the rules when they first came out because they just passed a rule in Georgia. It can't have a pretense on the school.
Yeah.
Well, not the school. I'm talking about the player.
Y'all know what I'm saying. The NIL deal, like in certain states, the NIL deal can't be based upon you trying to lead a kid to a school.
Right.
In writing.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to sell KFC, I'm gonna still have a KFC commercial whether I'm playing for Colorado or I'm playing for Kentucky. I'm still gonna have this KFC commercial.
They don't have to agree to that though, right?
Huh?
They don't have to agree to that though, right?
Who?
KFC.
No, I'm saying if you're a KFC franchisee and you want to put Jonas on and you but you want Jonas to go to LSU and Jonas want to go to Alabama, right? You can't put in writing he has to go to LSU to get the money.
Right. Yeah.
All right. What about this law, dog? What if I say, well, look, your territory is in this area. We got chicken store.
Even if I'm an LSU booster?
No, he's talking about KFC.
Once you sign on the dotted line,
my bad. You talking about NIL, not collective. All right, bet. You talking about NIL, bet. All right.
Yeah.
Right. So what if
Go ahead, BP. Go ahead.
No, what if I say that's not me. I went on mute a few times to get rid of that. But all right, I may be twisting around the axle because I don't know if anybody's a lawyer or anything. But what I'm saying though is I can do all kinds of ways from Sunday to make that work. I could be like, well, look, you're my representative for this area, for this territory. So we need you in this territory. We need your name, like, and likeness in this territory to represent us. So no, you can't go to the West Coast and we on the East Coast. You got to stay over here.
Well, you need to find somebody in that territory, in that area, sir.
No, what I'm saying is I sign you in that territory, right? And I say, look,
you can't sign me in it can't. You can't do that. It can't be that in writing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't write that into a contract. It's gonna be non and void. So and you're gonna be burnt on your money.
All
right.
So
I might as well take your money and then burn you up in court.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I ask y'all a question? It's to the panel, to the chat. And it may be a stupid question, but when we had this conversation, it sounded like we have a whole lot of overlap. So I'm just gonna ask this. So do we understand that? Let's say, for instance, Alabama generated $100 million, right, in football revenue. Do we understand that has zero to do with NIL?
Yeah.
Do everybody understand that?
You ask the chat or the panel?
Yeah, chat and panel. Do y'all understand?
BP, bro, what you on, bro?
What you mean, man?
What you mean he asking the chat or the panel?
I'm just being sure. You know how Rawhide, like,
I'm asking the question because, I ain't trying to be slick. I'm just, because we talk about paying players. So let's say Alabama make $100 million. None of that goes to the NIL. That goes to fund the athletic department or whatever the university deemed fit for. So if you flip it to an agreement, y'all understand the payment comes out of the $100 million. Do y'all understand that?
So it's not a world where the booster at the local Dodge dealership is not getting the kickback after the season for supplying all these cars? That's not a world. I'm saying that's not possible to happen.
He's just getting access to the unprecedented access to the university and football games and shit like that.
Oh, so I listen. I really was under the assumption that at the end of the year, boosters might get a couple percentage back on the back.
So the answer to your question, Rawhide, is no. People don't understand no, because I think that there's NIL, which is, name, image, and likeness. And that is what they're paying you, Rawhide, to just be a part of this program and just to promote whatever it is I'm paying you for. I don't get anything from that per se. I might, because now I have you and you might tell me some things, but I'm essentially giving you that money to grow my business. You are an influencer. You're like a social media influencer, but you have more access because you play football and more people know who you are. Right. That gives you, that's it. That's all that is you're being paid to influence and hope people make you buy my cars, right? So that's not
just flawed. It's just flawed. I don't know for sure, but I did work with some people who work with the NFL Players Association, and they had something similar where, like for video games, T-shirts, and all that, they would sell their, I don't know if they call it NIL, but they would sell their image and likeness where you could put their face and all that on their products. That's what you're talking about, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Like in Austin, Vince Young, there's a Vince Young Steakhouse. It's not Vince Young Steakhouse. It's he gave them his name. They paid him for that. Clean deal. They both walk away. Sometimes he comes in, throws his horns up, whatever. But that's not a part of the deal. He just does it because he's you know what I mean? And that's it.
So,
done.
So the fact he does, the company has an opportunity to make money because people are gonna flock in because they think it's Jim Jones barbecue, right? They're like, I'm going to Jim Jones barbecue. So
exactly.
Right. So
I was trying to get somewhere with it, though. So if you understand that, right? If you understand that when the deal happens and that money covers the athletic department, among other things. Now, if you make that deal, that $100 million now is distributed through the football players or whatever other players. So,
the athletic department.
That's the issue with why a college university don't want to pay them, and second, you're going to lose things.
because you got to make payment out of your revenue,
Right.
which is not what they're doing now. That's why the system's so perfect. But when you go your route that you're saying, oh man, I'm really not just talking to you. I'm talking to people when they hear, because I sound like people are overlapping it. Well, man, they should be able to get what they want. They made that they generated $100 million. That $100 million has zero to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, but Rawhide, look, now this is far-fetched. I agree. Okay. It is nothing that's happening now. What I'm about to say, it may not ever happen, and everything will correct itself in the status quo. But the worst case scenario that could happen is the product on the field gets diminished and everybody loses, right? And you got kids going everywhere, flipping around, moving around, There's no program that really looks good. The entertainment factor goes away, and the college loses money. I know that's not the point you were trying to make, but what I'm saying, what I was trying to say earlier before I was balling on the budget with this phone I'm on right now, is that overall, if this thing goes completely left, then the product on the field goes sour, and people start looking for other things to be entertained by.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe. I just think people love their university so much and they love football. I don't know if they'll ever take their eyeballs off of it.
And who's gonna stop playing football?
Right. You know what I mean? So
I ain't saying stop playing football, but somebody said college basketball is horrible on this call.
I will agree. I will agree.
College basketball is the worst sports on television.
Right.
But it's not due to because of this though. That's
I'm not saying it's due to this. What I'm saying, it can happen is the product suffers and people stop putting their eyes on it.
But I think I guess I don't see how those two, like, some product is going to suffer because quite frankly, it's going to be the haves and the have-nots. But we've always had a have and a have-nots, really, because there's always been certain programs that are always kind of in the top 25. You know, they're going to be there. They're established. They're programs. It's just that way. Now you're adding money, and so now those teams are going to get a little bit better. But I don't know if it's going to get worse because in my mind, I see a world where there's the haves and the haves are battling it out and they're doing what they're doing. And then there's everybody else. For example, we've had the SEC that's been dominant for a while and they've been dominant and they haven't ruined sports. Like everyone still gravitates. We've seen this in different ways. I don't think that to just say like now money's involved, it's going to be ruined. We're already seeing this play out. It's just, and now money is in there. I don't think money is going to be the reason why it falls apart.
Hey, really flawed. I'm not making a point. Listen, I'm an advocate for these kids getting money a long time ago. But what I'm saying is the current climate of everybody flopping around, moving around. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm just saying in worst case scenario, what happens is the level of loyalty that people might have in watching their team. When I say their team, I mean a capital T, their team, meaning they saw their freshmen go from high school and that team merge and grow and and the level of loyalty may dwindle a little bit and people just, okay, it ain't really my team. I just kind of watch them, but hell, I'll go watch NFL too, right? So that it could happen is all I'm saying. But should the kids get paid? Hell yeah, they should get paid. What I'm saying is there might need to be a little bit more structure to it where everybody ain't flopping around and moving all over the place so that the quality of the game that you watch is good.
Can I just say one thing and I'll let you go,
Ryan? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that I hear what you're saying. The reason why I'm pushing back on it is because you're assuming that's how people watch football. And that's not what you're saying is how you watch football. You're watching these players grow and you're watching. Some people are just watching their favorite team and they don't know who's coming in. They're not following recruiting. They don't even know. Game one, they're going to be like, who's number 17? Who's this? Who's that? Then you have student.
Not really flawed. You know, my apologies for interrupting you, but the reason why I did it because it's an emergency right now. Because there's one thing that you coined, I think, in the last day or so, that is fantastic. And what you said is, what's the difference between building a program and building a team? What up?
You gotta get rid of that phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that me?
It
Okay,
is bad.
I get off. All right, I'm gonna
No,
say
you
this
good
and I
though.
get off.
Ooh, man.
You coined a good term, which is what's the difference between building a team and building a program, and that's your philosophy of how you watch football, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
So I think most of the folks on that call, I don't know if a lot of them on this call, seem to be leaning more toward building a program, right? And that's sort of old school philosophy, and that says to me, you want a dynasty of a team that's built over time, or at least within the last 3 years. So if you want that
No,
and that's the quality of football you like, then it may go away. That's all I'm saying.
a dynasty built up over time is not why fans cheer for teams.
Okay. All right.
You would want a winning product, but a dynasty is like I've been a Miami fan since a kid. I mean, the last time we was great, that shit was 20 years ago.
God, dog.
I'm still fucked up about them. So you know what I'm
Well, you a
saying?
diehard fan. You're a
That's
super
most
fan
fans.
for Miami.
You said fan with a capital. You said team with a capital T.
Yeah.
Okay.
I,
All right.
I now BP. I think we had we had a conversation similar to this. Now I think if this continues and it becomes very, very, very transient. Oh, is that me?
I don't know. Hell, it
I'm
might be
on
you.
mute.
Bro,
I'm
that's
on
like
mute.
you.
Can y'all? Is it gone? Is it gone now? Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, I
don't know who
can't
it was.
hear.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. So I think that
That's you. Or it could be me.
I heard the air come back on. I
Nah,
think
that's
it's
the
GOAT.
GOAT. That's
That's
the
GOAT.
GOAT.
But I think that I think as far as from the donor standpoint, I made this statement before, sheer speculation, obviously, but I think college football with the big money donors, I think when they're used to something and they value being able to watch people maturate within a program, I do believe that they can be turned off and the donations may suffer. But overall, from a viewership, I don't think that people gonna stop watching.
Yeah, instead of donating $1 million, I might just donate 300,000 this year.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I could see that.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look, listen, I can't speculate. Nobody know. I said it a million times. We in a different world right now. Who knows what's gonna happen? Even for the own team that we all here to talk about. I mean, I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I'm indifferent about this shit right now. Excuse me. It's just, I don't know what to expect, especially after just what happened recently. I mean, I think we all got shot with
Alto?
with Alto, yeah. So
hey, look, I'm glad you brought Alto up because John, I want to ask you a question because you under the banner that him leaving don't hurt, right?
Correct.
So is that in all cases, or is it just him?
That's just him.
Okay.
It's just him. He ain't played in 2 years. He got a bad leg, and you sitting here saying you don't trust a freshman, but you praising him of something he did his freshman year.
So what if Omarion left? Would it be the same thing, right?
Omarion is not coming off an injury.
So
Omarion I'm not 2 years removed from the field.
So why sign him in the first place?
Shit, that's above my pay grade, brother.
Okay. No.
Hey Jones, Hey Jonas, I got a follow-up question. Are you concerned? I mean, I agree with you. They may have bought some damaged goods, and I think last I heard he had a concussion too. So, which would have made he's more time off the field. But do you think that with all the talk about him returning with Dion, everybody else, the optics of this, even though the skill set may not be a loss, but the optics of it look bad. And then follow-up question. Yeah. Right, follow-up question. What's left in that room? Are we back to where we were last year?
Nah, because they got somebody up there to replace him right now who's not injured. Right.
Okay, who we talking about? Who you talking about, the freshman?
Nah, the dude from Ohio State. He's there right now.
Okay.
But see, I will argue that's the same thing they told me when they got a bunch of these niggas.
Well, listen, I can't listen. Once he get there, I can't speak on nothing after that. I'm just saying
That's what I'm saying. So
they replaced him with somebody healthy. That's all I can. That's my whole case. Replacing him with somebody who's actually healthy.
But injuries is a part of the game. I mean, like I mean, y'all found a lot of injured niggas,
and most of them are gone. And most of them gone. That's most of the ones. That's the ones that left.
So
every time about Jalen Milner Jones, he got hurt 3 times his freshman season, and he's hurt now.
So
Rawhide,
like come on,
to your point.
To your point.
Hey, Rawhide, to your point.
I don't know what they're doing. I'm trying.
Most of them dudes is hurt. Vito never touched the field.
Hey, Rawhide, to your point.
Hold on, BP. Let me.
All right.
So, do you think that's a byproduct of being able to identify talent, or is you think that's what they only capable of getting?
That was what they was capable of. That was what they were capable of giving last year. This year, it might be a little better play. I'm not saying they're getting no better. It's not gonna be a significant upgrade, but at least you're not getting niggas with injury histories. That's all. That's all I can say, bro. If you got nothing from them last year, you can't get no worse. If you just replace the body, just that alone, you can't get no worse.
So, but it's kind of tough, bro. Because if you think about the game of football, and you got a new O-line coach, new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, what you use the spring for? If all your too deep getting up out of there, you finna have to start that shit all the way over. And then when that shit get to ugly, I'm here. Well, they just got there.
Hell no, nigga, it's the year. That's what I've been telling them. It's the year right here. This the year. If it don't work, boy, listen here, boy. The sky is gonna open up. It is gonna rain.
Hey, boy, you right.
With that boy to hop on Color Purple, it's gonna rain on your head. It's gonna rain.
Hey, look, I told y'all this is the year, man. If you don't do it, they're gonna ask him to walk right out the back door. Politely, but they're gonna ask him to walk out the back door. Hey, Rawhide, to your point the other day, man, we was kind of offline, I think you said, so I don't want to blow your shit up if you're trying to do legit. But you alluded to the fact that you thought somebody was being a little petty, that they listen in and they always got to prove a point by kind of running their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Not anybody particular here. I'm talking about over there in Colorado.
Stop beating around the bush.
All right. We was kind of way offline. You said, hey, okay, we didn't necessarily record it, but you saying, hey, look, the way Prime sometimes reacts, he's got to react.
Oh, he got rabbit ears. He has rabbit ears.
Yeah, rabbit ears. Right.
Yeah.
Did you pick up them rabbit ears when he told Flea that he was moving old boy up to second team?
Bro,
did you pick it up?
Listen, man. Look, people checked me the other day. They said, "Hey, you can hang your hat on Alfred, a walk-on running back. He the man." So
that's nasty.
I gotta stand down. I gotta stand.
But I'm saying, did you check the time?
That's not what we said, Ross. So stop lying. We literally said that some walk-ons can be that guy. We ain't say all.
Nah, that's crazy.
You hear him, BP? There you go.
No, but you was
I heard him.
But you told me Caleb Mathis could have gave you with Jimmy Horn.
Why we gotta break Caleb Mathis? Why we gotta break Caleb?
But you said that though.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
I didn't say.
Man, ain't that the same time he said? Wait a minute, hold on. Ain't that the same time he said Hart was gonna be the next head coach?
Yeah.
And then turn the screen off.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He was serious.
CY screen didn't come back on that day. It was lying.
The screen went downhill after that. It never recovered.
Yeah. Anyway, look here, man. Listen, bro. I think I get what he was trying to do. I don't know, bro. I can't.
Bro, I think somebody told him again. Told on you, Rawhide. Somebody telling on you that got direct line into Coach Prime. I'm just saying, and Shiloh too.
No, bro. No, they ain't
bro. You better not never show up to a game, bro. They gonna put you in the back of the car and beat the hell out of you, bro.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, listen, man. Honestly, they getting some heat from people that matter now. You know, man. Hey,
my dumb butt, I don't matter. But I think some people that folks actually listen to, they get some heat.
Nah, I mean, I'm joking. I'm joking, but at
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
same
know,
time,
I
that
know.
the reaction was just kind of weird. I'm like, what would make him do that out the blue?
Yeah, I don't get it. I guess he's just trying to show that he's a hard worker or whatever the case may be, and y'all need to
But I feel
get
like
behind
that's
him.
fluff. Like, really, I
Yeah.
heard you say the same thing on your show. Like, what a scholarship at then, nigga?
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. There you go.
I thought
There
he
you
I thought
go.
he was finna bless that boy game.
Right.
I'm like, okay,
Right.
that nigga
I thought
Charlie
you finna
finally
hit that
finished.
Charlie scholarship.
Right.
Yeah, I thought. I
Right.
was
Hey, look.
Come here, Charlie.
Hey, look. Personally, I think it was between McCaskill's father calling what's the name of micro back and everything else he called everybody else,
God.
and maybe the conversation around the Beltway about Alto rolling out. He just trying to prove a point as usual, as opposed to just giving that boy his props just because he trying to, instead of just giving the boy props for working hard, he making him a sideshow.
Yeah, he good at that. But I don't know. I take it from Law. Is that something normal that happen in college football practices, bro?
Man, I ain't never played. I ain't never did nothing, so I wouldn't know. I was just. I ain't know.
Videos I seen.
Man, hey,
Walk on.
hey, oh. Speaking of kind of going on what you just mentioned, bro. I don't really flog show, man. Hey, I think we made a point about the fact that Coach Prime sometimes make us defend him with buffoonery. Did y'all hear Keyshawn Johnson today, bro?
No, what'd he say?
What'd he say?
Keyshawn Johnson said, "Ain't no good players in the portal." I said,
Man, bro.
Well, all the same time, all Colorado fans right now are so excited by the guys that are up in Colorado visiting. Like you can't do
Hey,
that.
look. Prime said that.
And wasn't Jerry Rice's son in the portal? Didn't he use the portal?
Right, he was.
Hey,
He was.
Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, Quinn Ewers, Williamson out of Ohio State, wide receiver, Gibbs out of Georgia Tech, and that's just off the top of my head.
Question.
Hey, y'all ain't catch that interview with Prime. He said it himself, then he called himself. He was
hold on.
saying, he
Go
said,
ahead.
he was getting ready to say, ain't nothing in the portal. And he said, well, we managed to get the right people in the portal. I'm like, dude, come on, man. We see you, bro. We see you. We're looking at your mouth moving.
Hey, I forgot about Tyree Wilson, transfer from A&M to Texas Tech. So, bro, I'm like, he make people say stuff so he won't look bad. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
They just make people say anything. It just be wearing me out, bro. But that was an example of it. That was just an example. Y'all go back and watch that little segment on there. Y'all go back and watch that little segment. As a matter of fact, my man Alpha sent it to me, but it was a little segment about Coach Prime and the transfer portal today. So y'all go back and look at it.
Bro said people in the transport ain't good.
It's embarrassing. Like, just stop talking.
Right.
Just stop talking.
Exactly.
The only thing he needs to be saying right now is get your spring game tickets. Come and see us at the spring game. So excited to show what we have.
Yeah. Hey, he got me always talking about, well, you know that, hey, sometimes it can be,
There's a comment on my page right now under my live giving me the breakdown of what he said and what he actually meant with parentheses plus this equal this. And I'm like, so I have to break down one sentence that much to understand it how you understood it? Okay, we have a problem. That's terrible communication.
It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard, but that's our boy though. That's our boy. That's why that's our boy. That's our boy. So
hey, bro, I'm with really flawed. Just stop. Just shut up. Start coach, and then somebody take that camera off his chest and the mic, please. Just take it.
Nigga wore a camera.
He said, "Take it."
Bro, the nigga wore a camera to the press conference, bro.
Bro,
hey, I'm not mad though. We got to see
we
part of the
seen a little
depth chart
bit of that
because
depth
of that
chart.
though.
We
We
seen a
got
little bit of that depth chart.
Yeah, so I'm glad he did it.
Listen, they got niggas that already examined that depth chart from left to right and back to front. They got people who practicing right now who's not even on the depth chart. So it's kind of crazy. I kind of
Yeah,
think
bro.
he put that depth chart there just for motherfuckers to do that.
I hope he did.
Because
yeah.
because they looked at it, Brandon Davis Swain not even on it, and he definitely plays every day.
Right. Which is that's crazy.
Yep. So anyway, folks, I think we done went long enough. Really, Flaw, you might as well go live and keep this thing going. And I
Nobody
got to
wants
get
to
off.
talk.
I got to get off. Hey, Really, Flaw, I might be around you tomorrow, but y'all won't see me this weekend. So
Get in contact with me.
No,
hey,
Rod, you got to stream from your car while driving.
man,
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
everybody's doing now.
slacking ass. Come on, man. What you
It's
doing?
like,
nah,
hey, the bus is on the
Ain't trying to
road.
work.
Shoot,
You
put
ain't
the bus on the
committed.
road.
nah, nah, I'm not doing that. But anyway, man, yeah, hey, appreciate everybody that's listening, man. Hey, what happened is y'all hear me? I'm gonna unlist this on my channel, but it'll be fully available over there on Back of the Bus.
Gotcha.
Man, y'all, I appreciate y'all supporting us, bro, and we're gonna try to make it do what it do, man. Thank again, everybody in the sport. Really, Flaw, Old Man, the GOAT, BP, and Jack Boy, man. Thank y'all. We out.
All right, get them
All right,
likes
bro.
up. Get them likes up.